C'est la vie, bro. C'est la vie.
All right. I think that we are. I think that we're in.
In like Flynn.
Yeah, that's it. We are here.
My wife has
sticking around, waiting for us tonight.
Yep, I see my wife has the live on the TV inside. I can see it now. We're live. It's like a
Hi,
Bruce
Lisa.
Buffer. hey, babe.
All righty.
So dude, what
are you smoking tonight?
What I'm smoking tonight? Well, first of all, what's up, Michael? Good to talk to you, bro. It's been
Likewise.
It's been a great pre-chat before all this, but yeah, still waiting on DJ and Keelan. DJ said he is taking care of sick children right now, so hopefully they're doing better. And I don't know what Keelan's up to, but hopefully he'll be here soon. But tonight, I'll be smoking this amazing cigar. Get my stupid face out of there.
Hey, look at that little lamp.
Don Patron. Nice. Oh man, this cigar. All I gotta say is listen. Well, listen to you too. But listen to D as well, because D sent this cigar. D sent this in a bomb, and holy crap, amazing. Really good.
Oh, look at that.
Is D-Love here?
No, DJ just joined the chat. Let's
nice.
add him and see where he's at. Smoke is about to rise. That's right, Ben. Hey, welcome everybody. Thanks for sticking around as well. Appreciate all of you guys. We were having quite the convo before we started, giving DJ a little bit extra time. Let's add him. What's up, DJ?
Yeah, hey!
I made it.
Yeah, man. Love the hat.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Do you have headphones on?
I do. Can you hear me or no?
I can hear me.
Oh. That's weird.
DJ.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can still hear me.
Weird. Yeah, everything's set to my earbuds.
Can you hear the feedback, Michael, or is it just me?
I heard a little bit of feedback.
Hey, how about right now?
Hello.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, really loud right there.
Yeah, I hear some feedback from Hound Dog. Let's see.
Yeah, no, mine's just in my ears.
Hey.
That's weird. Let me try muting and unmuting Matt. All right. Speak again, Matt.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
it's a little bit better.
It wasn't as loud that time for the feedback. Yeah. I did just switch from 2 earbuds to 1. Maybe that'll help.
So weird.
It's not like it's still there, but it's not like super annoying, I guess. And maybe I could talk more quietly, and then it won't be as loud.
Mute me and see if that fixes it.
All right, speak. Matt.
Hey, can you hear me? Yeah, feedback. Yeah, that's so weird.
There's some weird setting with DJ.
There you are.
And it's weird that it's only happening through me and not Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you can't hear anything. Like, there's no sound.
No.
Hold on.
I could try going mic-less, earbud-less, and just go with the audio off the camera.
Let me grab a headset real quick and see if it's easy. Raycons.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second. Make me disappear.
Got our first question for Mr. Hound Dog.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do, Eric. I'm one of those unlucky people to live in Southern California, so it is pretty temperate all year round. Currently, it is 51 degrees, which is, obviously can't really be, well, for most people, probably not shorts and t-shirt weather, but it's doable. And the lowest that'll get out here, maybe like low 40s, maybe high 30s, very, very lowest, which is, you know, a lot better than your situation right now, Michael.
Yeah, it's a little cold out in Vegas tonight. It's about to hit 28 in another hour, so it's in the 30s. It's dipped down. I am smoking the Patina Sumatra because
Nice.
it was on a recommendation of Mr. Cigar Show Tim. So you know that made his top cigars of the year, and I've had one that's just been sitting there staring at me, so I figured I would try it out, see if I liked it.
Yeah, dude, it's a good cigar, but I think it maybe hopefully it gets better with age, but there's definitely, in my opinion, there's better patina options out there. Like the Habano was freaking amazing. I love the Habano. The Connecticut is solid option as well, but the Habano, in my opinion, is where it's at. I noticed the feedback stopped, but then I noticed you just muted DJ.
No, actually, he unplugged his mic. Was what it was.
Ah, okay. Because I saw the cross go through the microphone thing.
Yep. Because I was sitting there and I was like, "Oh, let me unmute him to see what the deal is." But
yeah.
Spotlight layout, DJ. Yeah.
Have you had a patina before, Michael?
I have. The rep was at one of my local brick and mortars handing out cigars, and one of the ones that I tried, I believe, was the Habano that night. But they told me to try the Sumatra as well and see which one I liked more. So I put the Habano, the Sumatra, and probably the Maduro, I'm guessing, or one other one into
Connecticut. Yeah.
Connecticut, yeah.
It's funny. The owner of Patina is brothers with one of the part owners, I guess one of the co-presidents or part owners of my local B&M. So that's so they go pretty heavy on patina for obvious reasons, but they're good cigars, man, and they're made at Noxa. Noxa, anything that comes out of that factory has immaculate construction. Anything.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
awesome.
pretty sure the Sakakon. The Sakakon is either Hoya or Noxa, but I know Saka has a number of his cigars made at Noxa.
That's funny because I brought that as cigar number 2, just in case.
Oh yeah, dude.
I put it in your bomb pack that you sent over. Thank you so much for that.
That's a convenient bag to have, isn't it? That Neptune bag.
It fits pretty much everything, all sizes. So yes, indeed.
Yeah,
indeed.
dude.
But thank you for that bomb. I mean, that was only one of 2, but you know, really appreciate both of those, especially that first one because that has the DB in it, and you know, I was like, I think that locally my local cigar shop is charging like $26 for it. The one shop that has it in, and I'm just like, man,
dude, damn,
it's so
like,
outrageous.
I think my local shop had them for like $19, and that's, you know, and we're in California, you know, so that's, I don't know, man, because usually I think like my shop is like going to be at least $5 more than everywhere else, but apparently Vegas, it's not the place to be for buying singles, especially.
It's just certain ones that I feel like they know are going to be, you know, hot commodities that they decide to ramp up a bit in the price tag category. Yeah,
they're going to sell either way.
Yep.
And it's funny because it's like you wonder like what you'll see like Davidoff or the Rabbit or Davidoff or the Tiger, like how much a cigar like that would cost there. You know, like there's I was at another place, I think in Laguna Niguel, just south of here. I think it was the Year of the Ox because I was at the shop a year ago. I saw the Year of the Ox for $80.
Wow.
For it's a limited Davidoff, but that's like the price you. And they also had the Royal Salomon, which they had for $140 there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Okay, how about now?
Hello.
You sound good. Matt
We
sounds
got it.
good. No
We got it.
feedback. I
All
think that
right.
we're
No feedback.
I think that we're good here.
Cool. Sorry about that. I have no
Dude,
idea what happened.
Dude, we're glad to have you, man.
There we go. It's these Raycons, man. I don't know what's the problem is. They fucking up.
What did you change?
I'm directly plugged in, and the microphone is inline cord.
Okay. So it was that's a difference.
I'm assuming, but they're the same Raycons I've used for every other live. I don't know.
That's weird. And these are the same headphones that I've used for every other live too.
Technology is great.
Well, it's like all these things kind of update in the background at the same time, and that could have caused a number of issues.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, DJ, what are you gonna light up, sir?
Something from Saka.
You got a surplus of those. Yep.
I don't know.
God, dude, you guys gave me so much. Like, I was really busy today because I was cleaning around the house, running errands, doing a bunch of busy stuff. Yeah, and it's like you guys put up so much content on a Saturday of all days. Like, Michael, you go from one Saturday off Saturday, on Saturday off Saturday, but this was one of your on Saturdays, so you had a video. Keelan had 2 videos. DJ, you had a 20-minute video. It's like I had but I still have shit to watch. Like, I still need to watch. I listened to DJ's top 10 video, and that's cool the way you did it, DJ. Having the 3 that were kind of special categories, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I totally respect your number 1 choice. Fantastic cigar. It is probably it's 1A or 1B for Southern Draw for me. It's either the Desert Rose, the Rose of Sharon, or the Jacob's Ladder. Both phenomenal cigars, just at different ends of the spectrum.
Yeah.
So fantastic list. I know Keelan, he had his top 10 worst cigars video that I woke up to this morning, and then which I watched, and then he had his Etu Brute video, which I'm looking forward to watching, that I haven't even sniffed yet. And then I watched your video, Michael. So yeah, you guys gave me a crap ton to watch today, which is awesome. But I was so busy. I wish I could just like sit down and watch them on the couch, but I was just doing shit the entire time. So thank you.
Oh yeah, no, it was a good day for cigar content. I was even looking at the views just on that Perdomo video alone, and I was like, man, Perdomo is out doing an Opus X Shark? Like, what?
Dude,
So
once again, it's all about, DJ talks about this. It's what the masses are looking for. And the masses, like, obviously, quality-wise, anybody who's really into the hobby will know that an Opus X, especially a Shark, is going to outperform, for the most part, under most circumstances, is going to outperform a Perdomo. But that Perdomo Champagne is also a special cigar. That's probably my favorite Perdomo I've had. It's definitely the best Perdomo I've had on my channel. And it's probably, like, after the last one I had, I don't know if my palate's changed or what, but that champagne is a phenomenal Connecticut option. It's jam-packed full of flavor. And your video exemplified that. And the way you paired it with that Dewar's made it sound delicious, man.
Oh man, that Dewar's, like, that little bottle was sitting there looking at me, and I'm like, you know what? I think that this is gonna work. And it was the first time that I had tasted 15-year Dewar's in probably a couple of years, and I was like, damn, like, I remember this being really good. I just didn't remember it being this good. And I don't know if it was like the cigar that kind of brought that out or what it was, but the caramel finish on that Perdomo with that Dewar's, man, it was just, that was a match. That was definitely a match.
Sounds
DJ, you got a nice compliment on your Humidor video.
Oh, I did. Thanks, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top 10, I finished it. I finished a couple days ago, and then I made the thumbnail last night. And I was like, I'll just post it tomorrow because I was gonna post it the week between Christmas and New Year's. And I gets done, might as well. I did not think it would get as well received as it has already. But
Dude,
works for me.
Especially posting on a Saturday, that does a great deal of difference. Like just, people, they have time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'll probably have to work that in moving forward, change my schedule because it makes sense.
For me personally, I know this is getting into like the analytics, kind of the boring side of it. Fridays are not a day to post. Like, and I know DJ, you post on Fridays, but I get my lowest view counts consistently on Fridays. And sorry, DJ. I was gonna say I think it's because it's the transition from people's work life to weekend life, from professional to personal, and so that time is always going to be a little bit more busy than normal.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I kept posting later and later. So like I was posting around 11 on Monday, and then Fridays I'd post at 3 p.m. because it wouldn't.
Yeah.
The videos wouldn't get seen until 3, and then all of a sudden the views would start. So I'm like, I'm just going to start now.
The people getting off work, yeah.
I mean, I'm totally cool moving forward and just skipping Fridays and us just releasing Saturday content for everybody. If like it's going to be like it was this weekend, every weekend, I mean, I'm totally cool with skipping Fridays and just everybody massively popping off on Saturday because that was fun today.
Just dumping. I do like usually from my experience because I post both on Sunday and Saturday. Just for food for thought, I usually get more views on Sundays than I do on Saturday.
Interesting.
Yeah. So just food for thought. Because people, Sunday's like a relaxing day. Sunday's the day of rest,
Sure.
So they're in front of the TV, on their phones, whatever. But Saturday, as you guys are seeing, it will, in my opinion, that'll always beat a Friday video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Xmas movies. All right, so that brings up a good point, Eric. What have you guys currently watched so far as Christmas movies go? Because my wife has been bugging the shit out of me to watch a Christmas movie every single night. And we had this whole entire thing laid out, like the 30 movies to watch during Halloween month for October. I think that we did like 5 of them, right? And then I had to like pick up the slack on my own because she has like a certain maximum threshold of horror that she can handle. And with me, I'm like, all right, throw on fucking Terrifier. Like, let's just go. Like, I want to see some wild shit, like House of a Thousand Corpses. That's like entry level. But with her, it's like, hey, I had a scary nightmare. I can't watch it again tonight. I have to have something pleasant, a little rom-com, a little, how you doing?
Yeah.
Now I feel like I'm being persuaded into a Christmas movie every damn night.
Yeah. I mean, it's obviously this time of the year, you kind of anticipate it. I think my wife and I have only watched one so far. Maybe two. No, two. Well, we started a second one. We for sure watched the original Miracle on 34th Street. I'd never seen the original one all the way through before. Phenomenal movie. Love that movie. And then we started watching Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. Not the horror movie, Michael.
Yeah.
Right.
It's so campy, dude. It's so late 90s, like everything's perfect, like, just all the kids with their little bowl cuts and shit, it's just it's good for, in the right kind of mood, but Yeah, it's campy, man. It's cheesy. It's
It's
really cheesy, and I fell
super
asleep.
depressing too. It is the whole
Yeah.
story itself is super depressing of a movie. Like
Mhm.
it's awful. It's like the dad is ignoring his family a little bit to pursue his dream. Family ain't supporting the dad to pursue his dream. Has one chance and finally does it. Dies out of guilt,
Dies.
and then comes back for like 2 days a year later as a snowman. And you're like, this is depressing.
That is like if you put it that way, like if you put it on paper like you did right there, it is depressing as hell.
Yeah. It's so sad.
Yeah.
We watched it one time, and my youngest was like, snowman movie. So now that's all she's watching. Is she wants to watch Jack Frost over and over again. We watched it like 3 days ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
But we've watched a ton. Christmas movies in general. That's like my wife's comfort food for movies. So we've been watching Christmas movies since fucking Thanksgiving. Like
Dude,
both
that's
Home
awesome.
Alones, Christmas with the Cranks. We've been also on Hulu has all the different shows. They have their Christmas episodes like just in a straight playlist. So we just click one and go. So like we watched The Family Guys. We got to watch For Whom the Sleigh Bells Toll, which is probably the best Christmas cartoon episode of like anyone. It's American Dad, and they have a war with Santa Claus. That's like
Oh, haven't seen
bloody
it.
violent. Yeah, yeah. It's so bad they planned a sequel, and then they canceled the sequel when it came out because of the Aurora shooter happened like that week, and they're like, "Oh, we can't release this anymore." Make it Santa Paws. I have saved myself from that. Those have not happened in this house. But I am sure they would love them. Last year they were obsessed with the Mariah Carey's "All I Want for Christmas" cartoon.
oh no.
Yeah, it's this animated movie of her as a kid wanting a puppy, and they watched that every day last year.
Every day for the last month. It's Grinch, solid.
Yeah.
Well, there's the animated and the live action, so pick your poison.
Yeah, is it Jim Carrey Grinch or is it animated Grinch, like original animated Grinch?
Or
Yeah, at least it's short with the animated.
There's a third one now, and it's the Benedict Cumberbatch.
Didn't that come out last year, or the year before? Or is that like recently?
Yeah, I think it was maybe a couple years ago.
Okay, I vaguely
2020 hit.
remember that.
Yeah, 2020 hit, and the past 3 years just blinked by. So
Yeah.
it's sometime, and then, but yeah, we watched that. I don't like that one, but they watched that. We've watched The Grinch a couple times. That Grinch. They've watched. My kids have watched all the awful Home Alones, like 4 through 7.
Everything but 1 and 2.
We watched that, but I'm like, I'm not watching those movies, so they'll watch them, and I'll do something else. I'm like, I'm not sitting through this terrible movie franchise that they just kept beating to death.
Yeah, 1 and 2 though, those are classics, the OGs.
Oh yeah.
Michael? What Christmas movies haven't you watched this year?
So far we started off with the rebooted Christmas Story, right?
We watched that.
That one was okay, but
Yeah.
kind of like after a while you're just like, okay, like let's get this over with. It just kind of dragged a little bit longer than I felt like it needed to. And then let's see, what was the one that we just watched the other night? It was Die Hard, because I have to at least do Die Hard like once or twice per year. Otherwise, I feel like I'm missing out.
Yeah.
And then I think that the only other one was Four Christmases.
Never heard of that one.
It's
Vince Vaughn and Reese Witherspoon. When they go to their in-laws' houses, respectively.
Vaguely remember that.
Yeah,
my wife is probably watching this, going, "Oh my God, you don't remember? You haven't seen that?"
It's an obscure one, but like, yeah, they're telling all their family members they have to work, and then they go to the airport and they're going on a vacation, and they get interviewed on the news. And they're like, oh,
so they like catch them. Like
yeah, they get caught.
Trip.
Yeah, so then they have to go to all 4 awful Christmas parties like in a day. What
You
the
know
hell
what?
is going on with this
That
kid,
sounds
man?
vaguely familiar. Yeah, your shit's moving,
It's moving
jumping
so
around.
much.
That's right.
Yeah, Die Hard's a great one.
Die Hard is a great one. Ooh, Bad Santa. Bad Santa, Andrew. That's a good one. I like Bad Santa.
That one came out at the perfect time for me, especially where I was at in my life in 2004, like parties, just partying all the time. So that was perfect for the time and place. I think my wife and I tried to watch it a couple years ago, and it's one of those movies that's just like, the plot in your head already, but then you watch it play out and you're just like, this movie sucks. Like, this is just like, it's
Replay value's a
there's
little.
yeah, and the acting is just it's not good, and yeah, I mean it's funny because like with Christmas movies, you kind of give things a pass because the lower budgets, all that stuff. You don't expect the acting to be up to snuff with a lot of other Hollywood theatrical releases, but yeah, just I remember liking that movie so much more when I was 17, 18 years old.
Oh, we got Lisa chiming in. Here we go.
Osmosis.
Once upon a Christmas, twice upon a Christmas, and now there's Mickey Saves Christmas.
See, I have no idea what she's talking about. That's how Matt and I watch a lot of things. Yes. Oh no, yeah, I fall asleep to the majority of things that we watch. If we're on the couch, there's like a 50% chance I'm able to stay awake through it. If we're in bed and we start watching something, no way. It's just not happening.
That's why the wife and I, we don't have a TV in our bedroom.
Why? It's just
Never have. There's 2 things that are happening in there. usually just the one, but
yeah.
not trying to sound like anything special here. Just saying that there's 2 things that are going down. You're sleep and the other thing, and that's it.
Not watching TV.
Yeah, not watching TV. Because if we do turn it on, I'm knocked out. That's it. And like with her, it's the opposite effect, right? She won't fall asleep. So we just decided that like turn everything off, go to bed.
Your wife and my wife have a lot of similar traits, man. Because my wife, her issue is staying up too late, staying up, because she's on her phone, she's looking at stuff, watching something. Opposite of me, I cannot stay awake. If it's past 8 p.m. and I'm not doing something actively like this, if I'm sitting on the couch, 50-50 whether I'm still awake right now.
It's also, I feel like when you have that like early bird kind of schedule, it's a lot harder, because I mean, I'll start getting orders and phone calls 8 a.m., 8:30 from some of my customers, and technically, like our team chat starts at about 9, but there's always stuff going on between things that have gotten checked in inventory, things that are still waiting, and I really like to be on my second cup of coffee by then. Otherwise, I'm just sitting there like trying to input stuff like,
Yeah. I'm up at 5 a.m. every day and at work at 6 a.m. every day. So it's early, out of necessity, early bird schedule, which I because of traffic, I love because I don't deal with traffic in Southern California. But yeah, I wish when it's the weekend, like I just so wish I could. Well, when it's a weekday and I have to get up, especially when it's cold like it has been comparatively, I so don't want to get out of bed. So I'm like just a cocoon, and I just want to just stay in my little barrier. But it's I'll take an early schedule over a normal late schedule just to not deal with traffic.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's when I had to go to Dallas every single day. That's what I'd be up at 5, so I could be in their office before 7, basically, so I could leave at 4. But now I don't got to be in every single day. But even then, I have people, the coworkers, are like, "Yeah, I can't. The traffic's so bad." So I get in at 10. I'm like, why the hell would you want to start your workday at 10 in the morning? And
Yeah,
then
because
drive
you're
back.
working till like 7 p.m.
Yeah. I'm
You know,
like,
if not
that's
later.
stupid. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so how are your guys? How are your guys' cigars smoking so far? How's the patina? How's the
I have no
Sumatra?
complaints. I have no complaints. This is a very good smoke. Like Cigar Show Tim, I think he might be onto something here. I don't know if it's going to make a top 10 list for me, but it's a pretty solid smoke so far. Like it's good. It's got a good burn. It's got great flavor. I can taste. It tastes like a Sumatra. Like everything's there.
And it has a beautiful wrapper too. It's a beautiful Sumatran wrapper.
Yeah, this is really nice. I actually dig it quite a bit.
I'm smoking my first Saka Khan, and it's all right. It's got a weird bitter oil taste on the finish that I do not love.
Okay.
But other than that, it's not bad. I don't know what's going on with that, but other than that, it's good.
And Andrew, I am smoking the Lampert Cigars Don Patron. I was recently sent one of these by D-Love and his mom to me. I smoked that one and loved the living crap out of it. And I'm very similar situation right now with this one. So yeah, I'd highly, highly recommend if you haven't tried this cigar yet. Lampert Cigars, Lampert. Phenomenal stuff. This Don Patron, and Michael, you smoked the Limitada Salomon. You really like that cigar. They put out some really, really good stuff.
Easily a box-worthy stick, hands down. Probably going to make the top 10 list without giving too much away before next week, but that's one of the best Connecticut cigars that I have ever smoked, and I smoked quite a bit this year to make sure that I could safely say it.
Yeah, I talked to a retailer, and he was saying that I guess, and I don't know whether it was just a shop or talking to a rep or whatever, but he was saying that this cigar is an Atabey killer because it's a fairly similar profile. It uses the Costa Rican tobacco, more kind of, and obviously, Atabey's, the blends are undisclosed, but they're using some sort of like unique kind of more exotic tobaccos in there just from the profile. This has a similar profile to that Atabey profile for like half the price, if not like a third of the price of an Atabey. So, and I didn't say that in the review or anything like that, but I do firmly believe that's the case with this cigar. If somebody has this and smokes it next to an Atabey, they will like this one as much, if not more, in my opinion. Just my opinion. And it's half the price.
That ain't bad.
Except 100%. The one you had, Michael. The one you had, Michael, was not super cheap.
No, that's the same price pretty much as an Atabey.
Yeah, that's Atabey price. Except you probably get more bang for your buck with the Salomon. That's a $24 MSRP, I believe.
Something like that, 24, 28, I believe, and but it's enormous. It's like it's like seven than the Johnny Tobacco Nut. It's a huge double perfecto for sure.
Gosh, and the construction on this thing is immaculate. I actually recorded my Dirty Dog Dozen today, the top 12 cigars of the year.
Nice,
very cool.
Yeah. And I was busy editing that video, which is why I was a little bit late to the backstage to hang out with you, Michael. So I was editing that stuff. But yeah, it's set in stone. It'll be out New Year's Day. Yeah, come on, people. Come on.
That's my fault. I smashed the like button, Eric. I apologize. I'll smash the like button right now for myself.
There's 15 people watching? That's awesome.
Yeah.
I'm over here slacking. Hold on. There's 11 likes. There's 11 likes. We got it. We're there, guys. You guys are doing good. No worries.
Thank
you, Eric.
Can I? I don't know if I can get out of this window to go to the app.
Don't kill it. Don't destroy the stream.
Yeah, I'll hold off on this. I'll like it later. I'll like it after the stream's over.
We'll get it. We'll get it there. Whoops. Whoa,
So,
that landed right on the desk. Cool.
so EKB has his top 10 worst lists out. DJ has his top 10 best lists out. Michael, do you have your list confirmed? Like, do you have it like in stone as to what's going where?
Well, I mean, I figured that this question was going to come up tonight, so I changed my answer. This morning, when I woke up, I had my list pretty much done deal, and I was going to record the video today because I wasn't hungover from my Christmas party today like I was yesterday. But as you and I talked about for the first 30 minutes before we went live tonight, but yeah, I received a bomb from you today, and I may have to fit in 1 or 2 cigars from your bomb that you sent me before I make sure that the list is completely. And like the thing was, right, I woke up today and DJ had his top 10 video and EKB had his worst 10, right?
Yeah.
When I watched DJ's video, I was like, shit, I have like 2 of those cigars in his top 3 that I haven't smoked yet. I have the Kintsugi and I have the, God, what was the other one that I commented that I had smoked? I had smoked the Jacob's Ladder. What was the third one or the second?
The Ezra Zion.
And Ezra Zion, Headless Horseman.
So the Headless Horseman I have as well,
Yeah.
right? Sean T sent that to me for Halloween.
Yeah.
And, I'm like, well, I can smoke the Headless Horseman, I can smoke the Kintsugi, and I can smoke 1 or 2 from Matt, and I can finalize my list and then just record it next week, and it should be ready before Christmas.
You got a lot of reviews to do. You got a lot of reviews to do, man.
Yes, start smoking now, man. Just do a live review right now.
But the thing is, though, the thing is this, right? If I record the reviews, I don't technically have to post those reviews to know that they're not gonna, or they do make the list, right? Like that's kind of the thing. As long as I smoke it before the calendar year, it technically counts for my list. And that video, because like the Plasencia Almafuerte, the Sixto, that review technically came out, I believe, after my list did last year. But I had said, like this review's coming out and it is going to be a top cigar kind of thing. So at least I think it did. I'd have to double check. I'd have to fact check myself on that. But, I could put out that review before. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
No, that's what Tim did. He said several of the cigars he didn't even smoke on his channel.
Okay.
Well,
How did I lose the chat? Exit full screen. There we go.
Which ones of each? Which Tatawahe or Crown Heads? And look at that burn line. No wonder why D likes this cigar.
Those things.
Construction is immaculate. Yeah. Oh, thank you, D. Thank you for making me aware. Well, you too, Michael. Thank you guys for making me aware of this one. This is a phenomenal cigar. I love it. And usually I don't get like super. I really like Connecticut's, and Connecticut's, I get a lot of enjoyment out of them, but they seem, for me, a lot of them, there's just kind of like a ceiling that they reach. Like it takes like a Habano or a Maduro to go above that ceiling as far as like overall enjoyment level. This is surpassing that for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just giving me that oomph that I would get out of a Habano or a Maduro cigar.
Yeah.
Oh, so good, man. Sorry for gushing about this cigar so damn much.
No, it's 100% facts, and it's funny because I went to a Castagli hosted dinner at PCA, and that was back in July, right? So I'm there, and Vlad, the local rep, who I keep on saying that we're going to get him on the Master Hirash channel. It just hasn't worked out yet, but eventually it will happen. Anyway, he's a great dude, and he's blending up his first cigar that I believe is coming out of Castagli's shop in Costa Rica. It's going to be called the Som, because he was a Som in California for a while before becoming a cigar broker.
Yeah.
But and I'll let him explain his backstory more whenever I can get him on the damn channel. But he handed me that Salamones Limitada, and he was like, "Smoke this. I don't care if you review it or whatever. I know that you're going to enjoy it, so on and so forth." And it got lost in the shuffle until, a couple of months down the road, and I smoked it, and it was phenomenal. So
yeah. And they fixed the issue that you thought that they had with the band. They actually put their name on it.
Yes, put your name on it. Let the people know who you are. They don't have at a certain point in time, you have to be willing to take credit for your good work.
Yeah, see, DJ, they have Dom Patron, which is the size/blend, but they don't have the name of their company. Yeah, no Lampert cigars.
That's a little bit of a problem.
Yeah, especially when you're a lesser known cigar brand. Like,
oh yeah,
it is what it is. Like Lampert cigars, they're great, but not a lot of people know about them.
No, they would assume that the name of the cigar was like the namesake of the company. Then,
yeah,
they'll think a Don Patron. Oh, okay,
yeah. It's a Don.
That's
Patron.
A whole different thing, right?
Yeah.
It's Don Patron. Yeah. They've been posting heavily on social media though. Like on Instagram today, they posted the new band again for like the second or third time. So they're gonna get that out there.
Also,
he is smoking one that comes out of, I believe, the Castagli factory. At least their distribution is through Castagli, Lampert.
I believe they are made at the same factory. I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on it, but. Yeah, Michael's right. Same distributor. They also use a lot of kind of exotic tobaccos as well, like Castagli does. Just phenomenal stuff. I wasn't blown away by the 1675 Azul, Edition Azul, whatever. It's not a bad cigar, but it wasn't anything that special in my opinion. So it just is what it is. It's what I thought about it.
Yeah.
This is completely on another level as far as like what Lampert is able to do with their blends. And now they have their name on
it. In my PCA Day 2 video, the one after Boofy, when I interview Jaji Bobby, Lampert, and Castagli, they were all together with Vlad. So if you want to see all three of them, I have that video with all three of them from PCA. And they're all awesome people. Stefan, Jaji Bobby, Jeremy Castagli, like they're really awesome cigar people, man.
And each one of those guys seems like, well, especially Jeremy and Jaji Bobby, they seem like dudes that just have story after story after story.
Yep.
They just have you hooting and hollering by the end of the night.
And I love how Jaji Bobby has all of those really eclectic and fun boxes, like the Square 44 with the slide lids and stuff like that, where it's just like perfectly sectioned off so that you can open and close the box. I mean, that's his shtick, right? He was a box maker for so many brands for so long. Like,
yeah,
so cool.
That's cool, man.
He was a box guy. So let's get into it since it just happened. What do you guys think about CA's list and their number one choice? This will be a lot of engagement, people to chime in and give your opinion as well.
I only saw the top 10. I've been seeing brands posting their ranking on social media though.
Yeah.
Like I saw Hoya was like 13 or something like that.
I'll have to, anything 11 and beyond. I've scanned, but I haven't done like.
I've only seen it from Instagram posts. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
No, I've said it before. It's all sponsorships.
Mm-hmm.
Except the number one. Yes, I did. Or yes, DJ did, if that was you referring to. I'm pretty sure that's what he was referring to, yeah.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
he is 100% right.
it's like when the same exact. I mean, granted, the major brands are gonna win shit because they make so many cigars, but it's like the same people every single year, just
Yeah.
different cigar.
Well, I mean, so because the number one this year is a Cuban, does Habanos SA have any sort of, you know, influence on CA? Because
I would imagine.
they're a
I would
Cuban
imagine.
company. Yeah, yeah.
There's still like James Suckling and those cats that review Cubans for Cigar Aficionado that end up at the Habanos Festival every year, somehow,
Mhm.
some way. And who knows who's getting sponsored trips and everything else. So I don't
Product.
know. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like there's always going to be a gentleman's agreement, for lack of a better term,
Yeah.
between Habanos SA and CA.
Well, and it seems like every like 5 to 10 years, a Cuban makes it to number one. That's just the pattern they've gone into. Last one was 2013 with the Monty number two, and this year it's the H. Upman whatever torpedo it is, Figurado. Uh, so yeah, it just seems like they're sticking to their pattern. What influence does that have? And to me, you know, if there is no influence, like you're very confident that there is influence when it's a company that operates out of America. But when there's no possible way, from my perspective, for a Cuban cigar to have any monetary influence on what they do, I respect that more face value. Because they're pissing off a lot of their sponsors by
Mhm.
by giving a Cuban number one.
Yeah.
True, true, true. I would say Sean in the Candelas, the ones that I like the most. I have the Fromian
I know what
from
you're gonna say.
Romacraft that I've recorded the review on. It's probably not going to post until January because of the fact that I've already pigeonholed myself into reviewing another 4 cigars before my best of 2022 list. So that might not see the light of day until next month. But Romacraft does put out a solid Candela in both the Fromian and other cigars that they mix it in with. I feel like Blackwork Studio puts in a nice Candela with the Shaolin. I've done a review on that before. And then for just a straight Candela, the Illusione, the CG4 White Horse, that is delicious. I reviewed that and paired it up with some chartreuse last year. That's a great cigar. One of the best Candelas out there for what it's worth.
Holy Lance Candela as well.
Yep. Holy Lance Candela. That was probably Illusione's first like all Candela.
Yeah. There's a couple others. I know the most popular one's probably going to be the Shamrock, the Alec Bradley. That's the one you're going to find most easily, that time of the year, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, who else makes a decent Candela? I'm totally forgetting about one.
Yeah.
Candela
Yes.
also known as a double claro, isn't even just a leaf type. It's essentially stopping the fermentation.
It's the process, yeah.
It's a processing. So, the difference between your, just your standard cigars, your Maduro Oscuros, is how long you're allowing them to ferment. And if you're doing a double or a triple fermentation on the stick. So you're taking all those starches and sugars and you're allowing them to kind of develop over time.
Age out. Yeah.
Age out. With the Candela, you're stopping it before it ever gets to that, even a brown stage of fermentation.
That's why it's green, because it's all the chlorophyll from the leaf, the natural leaf.
Chlorophyll. mean chlorophyll.
Yeah, if you like the ogre, you'd like it's the black market filthy hooligan. That's the closest for that. But then if you get into the Shamrock would be that adds a Habano to it.
Oh shit! No, yeah, no, you're right. Just did I say Shamrock?
3. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was
What?
just a Filthy Hooligan. The Filthy Hooligan's a barber pole. The Shamrock is a triple, Habano as well, like you said.
And that has Candela, but it's like, is it broadleaf Habano and Candela? I don't know. That one was weird. Even I think was it Half Wheel's review on it said it tasted like portobello mushrooms, and I was like, okay.
Yeah,
I did
that's
not
funky.
get that, but
That's
sure.
Yeah. Fuck, there's another Candela that I'm forgetting. I know Fuente, they have one, 858 Candela.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Oscar Valladares, they have the 2012 Candela barber pole, which I've heard really good things about. I have one, I just never smoked it.
Yeah, I like Candela barber poles. I've never had just a straight Candela cigar. That sounds like a lot of sweet grassy flavor.
That's exactly what it is, and it's in the right mood, it could be very good. I highly suggest, and Michael, I'm going to say this: the Illusione Candela, any size.
Yep.
That's the most widely available. You can get them year round, and they're very enjoyable, very very enjoyable cigars.
What's it called by DE? The Swamp Thing, isn't that a Candela? And it's fire cured.
I think that was discontinued, but yes, that was what it's called. I could be wrong. Maybe you know more than I do, Michael, but I think that was discontinued.
Is there I think there might be an 858 that's Candela too.
Yeah, the Fuente.
Yeah, Matt mentioned it. He said the Fuente 858 Candela. That's still readily available. I do believe that the Swamp Thing, it was discontinued. The whole entire line of Kentucky fire cured stuff I know has undergone kind of like a revision. I'm pretty sure that all stems off of how significant the Deadwood series went, because even though that's a flavored line by Drew Estate, it seems as though they kind of took a little bit off of the acid line. They released the 20, which DJ had promoted in his video today as a solid smoke, and I thought that it was amazing. That was the one that when 8 Lounge opened up and I had Frankie out here, Frankie Dranks, him and I, we smoked that for the release of that, and I thought it was delicious. But it seems as though with the success of Deadwood, some of the emphasis off of Kentucky fire cured and just acid alone has kind of just gone into the
acid's
Deadwood
not
line.
Promoted like at all anymore.
Nope,
it's all Deadwood.
Do you think it's because acid doesn't need it, just because they're so ubiquitous?
It could be. I've only had blue acids. That's the only one I smoked. I was at a wedding, and I could tell a dude was smoking a Cuba from like across the entire field. He's like, "Yeah, it's called an acid." I'm like, "Yes, I know. You're smoking a Cuba." It's like, "What?"
That was a douchebag. I remember you talking about that guy.
Yeah. I'm like, if you look on the side, there's big ass words that say Cuba. That's what you're actually smoking. That's like one of 40 cigars that have acid listed on it.
It's gonna bother me until I go inside and find it. But there's another Candela that I'm completely forgetting about.
Justin, I am smoking the Patina Sumatra and digging it. It's nice.
I have the Lampert Cigars Don Patron. It's the third time I've done this. Showed off this cigar. I think there we go. Yeah, jerk. But this is an amazing cigar. Love it. It's smoking beautifully.
And I'm smoking a Sakakan for the first time, which is it's a good cigar. It's still got that weird taste every now and then that I do not love.
Well, do you attribute it to specifically that cigar, or a note that you get in a lot of Maduros? Because your relationship with Maduros is love and hate.
Yeah, it almost tastes like I have tar, but I keep checking the cap and there's nothing there. So I don't know what it is. It also could be. This week I've only done the Villigers, and both of those were not were not great experiences. So I don't know. I got a couple more in here. I might break out in a second.
You got
very-
scarred by the Villigers, dude.
Shout out
scarred.
to Steve Saka.
Mhm.
Yeah, man. That's a sweet mug. Man. I'm starting to get butter. I, I, I love it. Sounds so silly to say that, getting butter off of a cigar, but I love that note whenever I pick it up off of a cigar. So good. So satiating.
Oh, they smoke way more than I do.
For me, probably I do 5 reviews a week, and then I always make sure to smoke one cigar for me, at least one cigar for me. So probably around anywhere between 6 to 8 a week, depending on like how much time I have.
Probably right underneath that, probably like 4 to 6, with 1 or 2 of them being for me.
Yeah.
Nah, depending on how busy I'm only like 1 to 3. Unless it's nice and cold like it is. Granted, it's getting way too fucking cold. Then I'll actually get a smoke in the backyard. But especially like half the year is insane season. I don't have any time to smoke. Like that's why I started making that little travel humidor so I could shoot reviews in my car. Because I'm like, I got an hour to kill. I could start a review now and then finish it when I get to my destination. So but right now it's like 1 to 3 max. Usually like 1. Sometimes it's 0.
Yeah, you have, you got more obligations having children,
Yeah.
So you have less you time, but you still have enough you time, which is, what's most important.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've always, it was probably like around maybe like 6 months ago where I started kind of feeling like the channel, it was starting to feel like more of a responsibility than fun, which is not good. You should never don't do it if you feel like it's work. That's not what this is. That's not the point to this. But that's when I started really, really putting the emphasis to make sure at least once a week to have a cigar or to have a day dedicated for me to be able to smoke for me, to enjoy it just for myself.
Got to do it. Otherwise, as soon as it gets to be work, it ain't fun no more.
I think, Michael, you have I don't know. You have merch, your own merch available.
Yeah, so the Master Your Ash hats in blue and black are available on masteryourash.com. The website right now. Thank you. The website right now is down. We're doing some minor updates over this weekend. It sucked because the Perdomo video that got released today was supposed to have a little tidbit about the newsletter that I had sent out for Patreon members, which I thank Matt, Cigar Hound Dog, for being a Patreon subscriber. Thank you so much, sir.
Yes,
I will reciprocate that at the end of our transmission tonight. I've been meaning to do that. It's been on my list. But you do have a Patreon. I know that. DJ, you have a Patreon?
Nope.
Okay. Well,
why don't you have a Patreon?
DJ has to get a Patreon.
I haven't set up anything.
DJ has to get a Patreon. But I do sell the hats through the website. The website should be back up by Monday. So someone can go on there and order hats. I have a beanie in the works, plus possibly some other stuff down the road. What I'd really like to do is I'd like to keep it to the stuff that I use, right? So I use the hats, I use beanies, and that's really the merch side as of right now. I'd like to, in the future, have 1 or 2 things that cigar smokers could use that are high quality. I don't just want to put out the same, what is like the standard, like American Apparel 815 shirt or whatever it is that everybody just slaps their logo
screen
on.
printed.
Screen printed BS. I don't want to do that. I wear flex fitted caps because I have a small head. Like I wear a 7. in my hats.
Yeah.
So it has to. I can't wear like the flat bill, snapbacks. That's just not my style. So I like it to be stuff that I use. I will do snapbacks for people that want them down the road. But like the thing is that I just want it to be something that I would utilize, and that's why I've been hesitant to just roll out the standard shit. I want it to be stuff that is pertinent to cigar people, right? So that's that. Yeah, and it sucks because I had a holiday buyer's guide with 3 specific cigars. It was the Project 40, it was the AJ Nicaragua line, and it was the Oliva V line. And it was 3 cigars that were all under $10 that you could get any cigar smoker for the holidays, and they would be happy with you giving them that. And that was the whole entire point for the holiday buyer's guide. I posted it up on the Patreon for Patreon subscribers, and I was going to mention that in the newsletter, if you signed up on the website, you would also get that a week or 2 after Patreon subscribers. So that was that. The website was down. It didn't make the cut on the Perdomo video. And it was some sort of extension or something like that just crashed the site. So we got to fix that. But long story short.
Actually, funny you say that. That review is slated to be released tomorrow at 8 a.m. Pacific.
There
you go.
I knew you had smoked it.
And given what it costs, you sure as shit know that I reviewed it and are going to put it on the channel.
Yep.
Yeah, eventually you're going to have a giant Placencia sign behind you.
Dude, you know what? I never want to say like a company owes me anything, because no company owes me jack shit. But if there's any company that I tout and have nothing but great things to say about, it's Placencia.
It's Placencia. Yeah, man.
But the quality of their product backs up everything.
Oh yeah, I will be surprised if people don't have one on a list, man. There's so many, and they were so good.
I really want to try the Cosecha 149 in the size that you smoked, or is it 146? 146 or 149?
149.
149. I really, in that short, it's like a 4.5 by 60, like kind of box press.
It was a little short stepping. I don't know if the size. I think the size was called Santa Fe, something like that. But it was a little chunky guy, and I'm like, this is a nice size cigar.
I gotta send you one of the. I don't know if I have yet. I gotta send you one of the Azagualpa.
Matt, you've sent me so many cigars.
I gotta. Well, still, the next bomb, I gotta send you the regular. It's like a 6x52 Toro. See what you think about that.
Okay.
He's like, okay.
Okay, like whatever.
Yeah, the last one I saw, I didn't see it actually pop up on my phone until the day it was delivered. I was like, what the hell do you mean delivered package? Like, it just all of a sudden showed up, and I was like, oh, all right, cool.
The best. Sorry, Michael.
No, I was gonna say my wife brought in the bomb today from Matt, and I had just gotten one a few days ago from him, the one that's sitting here in front of me in this Neptune pack. And she brings it in, and she's like, "He loves you," and hands it to me. I'm like, "What is this?" And then I see the name. I'm like, fuck.
And the best part about that is I sent that off at 3 p.m. yesterday. That's UPS ground from Southern California to Vegas, one day, no matter what. It's even on a Saturday delivery. It's awesome.
Damn.
It cost me less than $10 to ship that overnight.
So now, do you find it to be the same price to do UPS as USPS?
Here's the thing. I always ship it from my work because I always pack it like early, like before I get in the morning. I always pack it and at my work. That's why everything looks so nice, because I have all the packaging materials there since I work at a packaging company. So with the way it just works at my work, USPS always comes after I leave, after the office is closed. So UPS always comes at 3 p.m. no matter what, and I can always depend on UPS to pick up to be able to ship it out. So that's why I usually prefer to use UPS over USPS, because it could be like 3 or 4 days before USPS shows up on time before the office is closed, because they usually just stick the mail through the door. There's a slot they just shove the mail through. Can't do that with a package. So that's why I always kind of option to use UPS over USPS, and I'm confident USPS probably would be a little bit more affordable, but I always find some sort of discount code with UPS, get like $5 off,
Cool.
which helps.
Yeah.
But yeah.
100%. So that's who my PO box is through, is UPS, but I ship out all my stuff USPS because typically I find it to be cheaper. They're just not as nice or close to my house.
They're not nice in general.
They're just not nice for, federal employees. I just don't.
No, I'll show up in person to renew my PO box. They're pissed off that I'm there. I'm like, dude, the only reason I'm doing it in person is because like twice a year we'll get like an Amex gift card, and I'm like, this partly it's free now, and I can't do 2 transactions online because you raised the price to be like $106 for 6 months for almost this. I have the second smallest box you can buy, because that's the one thing with USPS. You buy the smallest box, and if it doesn't fit in it, they just put it in a bigger box for free. So I'm like, why the hell would I buy the bigger box from you? That makes no sense.
Yeah. Same thing with USPS. If it doesn't, in my box, they just leave a slip anyway for me to go and take it to the counter. So I always have the smallest one.
Yeah, I'll open it up, and there's a key with a number on it, so I just take it to another box, and I'm like, "Yep, thank you." I'm like, "Why on earth? Like, you could get a bigger box. Why? This works, and it's cheaper. Like, are you crazy?"
Yep. And Eric asked us what our real jobs are. So I can go first. I am a military packaging specialist. So there's a lot of things, government contracts that I work with. I work at a packaging company where I am the military packaging specialist at, and companies will get a military contract for a certain thing, like anything between like a bolt that goes onto a Boeing jet, or like a transformer that goes into a submarine. There's military contracts that specify certain ways that things need to be packaged, and I kind of facilitate that from where it starts to get packed to where it's processed afterwards, invoiced, and all that stuff. Everywhere in between. That's what I do.
Yeah, that's what he tells people.
That's what I tell people.
Really, Matt's over, dropping packages, bombs on people. That's why he sends us all bombs.
Right.
Yeah. I'm like I'm the good Ted Kaczynski.
Yeah. Yeah, logistics hitman. There you go.
Yeah, exactly. That comment right there. I'm just about to put that up there. Exactly, Monte Cristo. Exactly. Logistics hitman. Go for it, DJ. What is your real job, sir?
So my real job is, I guess now I'm a video editor is what I'd be. But I've been a graphic designer, marketing, conversion optimization, bullshit specialist for like the past 10 years. I make people look good so that when salesmen sell shit, it's easier for them. That's what I really do.
And you're damn good at it.
Yes, you are.
I try.
They're going to give you that award one of these years.
Dude, that was that was a night.
Yeah, we haven't talked in too much detail about that, but
I didn't even think to record it for several reasons, but I was like, I've made 3 videos since then. It didn't talk about it at all. And I was like, that'd be a pretty good
We're waiting
story.
for that.
Well,
yeah, we're waiting.
When they started giving out the awards, I knew I had a very strong feeling I wasn't gonna get it. So there was like an open bar. And at one point I looked and the room was like tilted. I was like, oh shit, if they do say my name, I'm gonna have to figure something out real quick.
Mhm.
I was watching people walk, and I'm like, all right, I'll follow that path. It was bad, but yeah, no, that was a real fun snub for everyone. But Michael, what do you do?
So I work as a salesman for the largest liquor distributor in the country. And I've worked for that company for the last 7 years. The first 5 were on the mixology team. It was a team of 3 of us that we would do all of the bartender trainings through the academy that we have in our facility. We would also do all of the menus where somebody didn't have an in-house mixologist or somebody that could put together a protocol training program and menu concepts for a venue. So whether it was Win and Encore, whether it was Aria, Bellagio, MGM Grand, or the mom and pop Thai restaurant, down on the west side of town in Vegas, we did everything. I also would travel up to Reno a couple of times a year, take care of the casinos and some of the local restaurants up there, as far down as Boulder and like damn near Kingman, Arizona, going down to like the river runs down there and helping out with mixology and trainings for bartenders down there as well. So my whole entire background is in beverage hospitality, beverage professional hospitality. That's where, the majority of my background sits. So since the pandemic, I came back to do sales, and I handle both resorts on the Strip and the general market, mostly with a focus in the arts district. So a lot of my customers are in that side of town, just directly off the Strip as you head to downtown Las Vegas.
It's dope, dude.
Yeah.
How long have you been? How long have you been at the company you're working at for?
7 years.
7 years, okay.
7 years is going to be eight next year.
Nice. Yeah, same for me. I've been at my company since 2014, so 7 going on 8, or 8 going on 9. Shit.
Wow. In February, it'll be 4 for me.
Thank you, Sean. Thank you. I've been smoking cigars since before I was drinking alcohol, though. Technically, I think that we talked about it on the last live stream. The legal smoking age now is 21 across the board.
Yep.
And when we were all coming up, it was 18. Well, in Las Vegas, when I was 17, it was kind of a big deal for you to always have a fake ID. So let's just say that, I was smoking cigars for a long time. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot about pairings, and I was exposed to a lot working for the company that I worked for, because up until I started at my company, I was never big into wine, never big into champagne. And that's like one of my favorite pairings for a cigar, for champagnes. But I was just never exposed to it. I didn't have the discretionary income. It wasn't the first thing that I would grab. Smoking cigars in cigar lounges and with old school cigar people, they were always like, here's scotch, here's whiskey, just drink this with your cigar.
Yeah.
So I had a very narrow perspective of it for a long time. And the more that both of them started to intersect, the more I became interested in why nobody ever spoke about it. So when it came to creating the channel, it initially started and has always, the ethos of the channel for Master Your Ash was always about pairings and how can you get like the very best experience out of the cigar based off of like what I've been privy to. So that's where that all comes to play.
That's awesome, man. And you are like they said in the chat, it shows in your channel, like how you're able to explain things and suggest pairings. Your expertise definitely comes off in the product that you put on YouTube.
Definitely.
Thank you. It means the world that you guys all appreciate it. That was the whole entire point. When I started the channel, I was like, man, I don't know if anybody's going to care, and I don't want to come off as preaching too much, but I think that it was really, you guys specifically, DJ pointing out the channel along with your own, Matt, and just you guys getting behind it and saying like, hey, this is like really cool that we have somebody in our community here making YouTube videos that's talking about things that nobody talks about really, you know. And we have D-Love talking about dry boxing and, you know, how to store your cigars and age them to perfection. And I think that that's important as well. You know, on the last live stream, I kind of put my foot in my mouth. And that was like with the whole entire leaving your cigar on the counter thing, which was meant to be a joke, but D-Love decided to make a whole entire thesis video about the importance of dry boxing, which I
40 minutes long.
Dude, it was amazing though, because like for somebody to go into the science behind it, you don't get that kind of content from anybody. You know, that's awesome.
And he is the only person capable of doing that too. Given his background, given his intelligence, he is the guy. He's the guy to do it. You know. And is it?
Copper Dog Scotch.
Bottle of Copper Dog Scotch. It was a sign. Well, that sucks. I mean, you know, we all have pets here, specifically, you know, dogs, and I'm really trying to avoid that day as much as I possibly can.
I don't, dude. I don't even want to think about like I don't know if my wife's listening right now. She has it on TV, but I don't know if she's listening because she's doing stuff away from the TV. But whenever Rutherford, our pet basset hound, kicks the bucket, I don't even want to think about how devastated she's going to be. Like, no matter what, I really want to have a second dog by that point in time to help, you know, smooth over the wounds that are going to occur. But he is like such a huge part of our life and like what we do and like how we go about doing our, you know, our daily activities. That it is going to be traumatic. It's going to be fucking bad when he passes away. And for me too, because I love the little bugger. You know, I love little shit. I love little shithead. I've never, you know what? And this happened probably like within the last couple of years, where I would always say, always like, you know, talking to my dog like a psycho. In front of Lisa, just for comical effect. I'd always say like, you're my second best dog, second to my golden retriever that I had growing up, Shadow, who is my amazing dog. But these last couple of years, he has become my favorite dog ever. I never had a dog that likes to cuddle like this dog, and apparently that's just I'm sure other breeds too, but it's big with basset hounds. He'll like if you're sitting on the couch and he's home, he's gonna get into my lap. Like he is gonna put all of his, and he's front heavy too, so he puts all of his freaking weight onto my lap. And he's you know, he's a basset hound. He looks small, but he's a big dog. He's a big dog on short legs. He's 50 pounds. He's like 54 pounds.
That's
you know, he's not he's not. Oh, actually, for a basset hound, he's fairly petite. Basset hounds get up to 100 pounds.
Really?
Yeah.
They get gargantuan. Absolutely, man.
Wow.
Well, yeah, he's so expressive. Like when he like moans, like he anytime he gets comfortable, like does his circle dog thing, he always grunts like, you know, and then when he after he eats, each time you can always depend on him burping. He'll always do his like, bleh, like after he's a jester. And he's funny as hell. I love the guy. But yeah, when he passes away, it's not going to be a good day. It is not going to be a good day, man. So that sucks. I'm sorry to hear about your dog going, especially 14, 16 years. That's a long time to have a pet. That's a long time to grow a bond, you know. And it's irreplaceable. It sucks, man. So sorry. Sorry you're going through that.
How old's your basset hound?
He is 5.5.
Oh, you got a long time.
Their lifespan is 10 to 12, usually. and he's had IVDD, which is their it's very common in Basset Hounds and in Frenchies for whatever reason. It's a degenerative disc disease where he was literally paralyzed in his back legs because his disc popped,
Yeah.
and he had to have emergency surgery, and he was paralyzed for a number of weeks, and he slowly got his feeling back in his back legs, and he's gone through a lot, man. He's been attacked by a bull mastiff. He has a slit in his ear from it. He's gone through a lot in a short lifespan. I'm just hoping that we can hold out and, like, no more traumatic events for a long time, so he has a long life for a Basset Hound.
Yeah, and I had a pug for 10, 11 years. And when they hit,
those are jesters too, dude.
oh yeah, she was the best. My youngest found pictures of her, and now that's all they keep saying. They're like, "We're gonna get you." She's like, "You get a pug for Christmas." I'm like, "No, I don't want another pug." I mean, I do, but they go down in like a blaze. Everything can possibly
They go
wrong.
blind.
Their eyes dry up. They get hip dysplasia. She was basically paralyzed in her back legs. She had what was it, ulcer on her eye. I took her to a vet because she grew a growth right underneath her throat that took about 4 years, to the point where it was like, all right, we have to actually cut this out, because it started out like a golf ball and got to the point where she'd be laying down and then you would hear her choking. And I'm like, all right, we gotta. And the vet I took her to, the guy he did understudy with basically had pug. So he was the only vet I ever went to that wasn't like, well, your dog's overweight. I'm like, she's a pug. They just are. And she was a massive pug. She was like, her litter was 2. And she, like, it was her and her brother, and they were fucking huge pugs. They
a lot of nutrients.
Yeah, they look like French bulldogs, like that size, but they were pugs. So she was just a tank of a thing. But yeah, she went out. I don't know how much money she cost me at the end. When she finally died, and I was like, oh, I don't gotta buy the special duck and potato dog food anymore, or the special allergy medication, or the this or the that. I was just like, damn. But yeah, they fall apart. They fall apart hard when they die.
If you ever get a new dog, get insurance. I know I sound like a fucking yuppie and a half saying get your dog insurance.
Yeah.
But if we didn't have insurance with our dog, that back surgery that I mentioned would have cost us 12 grand out of pocket. And because we had insurance, it ended up costing us like $500.
The problem with pugs is most of their shit that is common, or they call it, like, what is it, predisposed, whatever, kind of like what he had. And they were like, yeah, that's not covered. Her big thing was ear infections. So one time she had a middle ear infection. So she kept getting an outer ear infection over and over and over again. So they had to go in, they take a little needle, and they clean out the inner ear. The procedure took, I don't know, 3 minutes, and it was $700. And then there was like another 2 weeks of $200 medication. I brought her in. They took her back, and they're like, all right, it'll be like 15 minutes. They came back within 5. And she's like, all right, she's good. Here's some medication. Here's your bill. Never had an ear infection again. I was like, holy shit. How much, what's your hourly rate? Because it's got to be crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just and I saw insurance would be awesome if you got a dog. Get it, because it's not.
It's like, I think it costs us $60 a month, maybe a little bit more now since the premium went up because Rutherford is it's gone through what he's gone through.
Yeah.
But different insurances will offer different things, and things that are predisposed, that a breed's predisposed to. One will be okay with, where others wouldn't be. Maybe I don't know.
It's true.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
We're also not like sitting completely in the dark on a cell phone and you can't see our faces like 90% of cigar lives.
Yeah.
Yep. Got my trusty Relino light out here.
Yeah. And the people from Olafus provided this wonderful background light. So I have a video for Olafus coming. Thank you for the.
Is that
the
how I was
connect,
supposed
DJ.
to pronounce it?
I don't know. That
Okay.
is just how I'm going to pronounce it right now.
Because I did the whole video and then I walked up to my wife and I was like, say this word real quick. And then she said all of us. And I was like, cool. I'm saying all of us. I said that for the whole video. And they never responded. I was like, whatever. It's cool. Mine's that too, but mine's not. I got this light shining it too much. But yeah, it's a cool little light. I took one outside and we flooded our entire house with the indoor light. I'm like, this thing is so powerful, but also people could just walk up and snatch it away.
Yes.
So I didn't put it out there.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed. I've been trying to play around with it. I don't know if you've seen in some of the nighttime videos, but it's considerably brighter in the background. And I remember one of the videos that I have yet to edit, I was looking at it and I was like, oh damn, my little Panasonic camera is like trying to figure out how to like focus on me and not the background, because the background is so brightly lit that it's like catching the background and the bokeh is messing up my focus and all that.
Yeah, I really wanted the what was it, the 50 size, and they're like, if you're doing it inside, we're gonna send you the 25. I'm like, I want the 50, and they sent me the 25, and as soon as I turned it on, I was like, holy shit! I'm so glad you sent me this one. It was so bright.
It's bright. Go hit the head real quick, and I will be right back.
All
right, man. So you have you've had some fatherly duties tonight, DJ.
Oh yeah, everyone has the flu, man.
No, that stinks, dude. It's a cold flu, stomach flu?
It's been different in each person. Like it's been bad. My youngest got it first. We thought of it for her school. I think she got something different because she hasn't been as bad. And then I'm pretty sure I picked part of it at that stupid Christmas party I went to. I came back feeling awful.
Yeah, because I remember you saying in your top 10 video that you're fighting a cold. You had been fighting a cold.
Yeah, I thought I was getting better, and I got worse after I went to that stupid party. But I also doesn't help that. Okay, so most companies right now pretty much coasting to the end of the year.
Yeah,
I'm doing like shoot after shoot after shoot after shoot every single. I'm going back Monday. I have at least 3 more, and I'm like, y'all, this doesn't need to get done now, but I guess it needs to get done now. So it doesn't matter. Like we did a fun ugly Christmas sweater video. That was pretty cool, which I actually released on ugly Christmas day. Like planned it out that way. I'm like, boom, done. But yeah, everyone's sick right now. DC has it, and she's like, she had really bad like tremors. Like no one else was shaken like she was, and she doesn't have a cough or anything like I did, but she feels like shit, and you can tell. And she's like me to the point where she's too stubborn to just lay the fuck down and go to sleep. She's like, I'm resting. It's not the same. You have to be actually asleep. Sitting there with the tablet shoved in your face isn't the same as being asleep. It's just not. Like in your head, you're like, it makes sense. I'm laying down. It's like, but you're not. So yeah. So she's dealing with that.
You got to power off to recharge.
Well, and that's what I did. Equated to her. I'm like, when you try and charge your tablet and you're playing a game, running the Wi-Fi, and watching the show, and it takes like 7 hours to get 2%, versus just turning it off. It's faster. Turn yourself off.
That's exactly it.
I'm like, and I tell him, like, you could be bored for 2 days, or you could feel like shit for 2 weeks, and that's what it was. Like I'm on, I'll be going into week 3. I pretty much feel better, except for I'll wake up and have like everything built up overnight. And then I realized I was taking 12-hour Mucinex, thinking it was 24-hour Mucinex. So like halfway through it, I would feel like, why does this thing not work? And then I finally read the bottom, like, oh, because I've almost doing half a dose basically. But yeah. It's joys being a parent.
Yeah, my wife, her best friend has a youngster. I think she's one and a half, maybe. Yeah, probably around 1.5. Yeah. And the friend is like perpetually sick because the baby, is just they're they're germ traps. They just and they there's no way they can't be around them to help them and to nurture them while they're sick. And so my wife's friend has been perpetually sick the entire time.
Yeah.
And
Especially at that age, because they're all getting they're getting all the colds because they're building the immune system. Like the first year each one of my kids went to their preschool, it's like they're sick every other week. And then after that they get better, but for the first year it's rough. And then it doesn't help. My wife's like a preschool teacher, so, or I guess now she's preschool in 2nd grade. So no matter what, I got germs coming into the house constantly.
Yeah, you can't escape it.
No,
I'm pretty well insulated. Last year though, my wife and I just kept giving each other the same cold back and forth.
Yeah.
It was
Mm-hmm.
so annoying. So like last December, I was sick for like, 80% of the month. It sucked. And having a cigar review channel, as you know, DJ, it's not fun, man.
No, you don't want to do it, and you're like, this cigar tastes like nothing. Like, it's just not enjoyable. Yeah, last year on Christmas, I had a stomach flu, so I spent the Christmas Eve on a couch watching like the original Matrix movie because I watched the horrific new one that came out. I'm like, I gotta watch.
Oh my god!
Where Neo does more than just put up a shield and cry, because that's all the new one was.
Dude, that movie, and I talked to my friend who's usually more critical of movies, and he liked that. He liked the new one. I was like, this is garbage. This is there's like they're doing so much meta stuff, like what's real, what isn't real, like what's current, what's past. I'm like, this is all so stupid.
Yeah,
I did not like it whatsoever, and I like Keanu. I'm a big Keanu guy. But that movie was horrific. Give me John Wick. Give me any John Wick any day over that bullshit.
When he came back with John Wick, I was like, oh my god, Keanu Reeves is going to be in movies again, and good movies. And then they talked about The Matrix. I'm like, this is great. And then it came, like they teased it for a year and a half, and then it came out like, he did a whole lot of running away, like
garbage. That
so
movie was
running away.
Yeah, that movie was garbage. Is the SakaCon getting any better? You're smoking it still.
That disgusting bitter taste finally went away. It was really good for a while. It was really chocolatey, and I was like, this is cool. It's a solid cigar. It's not my favorite profile to begin with, but then when you add it in at the end of every puff, I was licking oil. I was like, this ain't cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I didn't put it down like Keelan did with the Sin Compromiso. No dress.
Never heard of it.
No.
You guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Very good. Very good. Very good.
But Paul Stulak, that's a brand I've always seen around, like, because even back like 10 years ago, I've seen his stuff at Maximar, the shop that I've talked to you about, Michael, and I've never tried one. Never have had a Paul Stulak before, and I know Joe knows. He sent me one in a bomb like a year ago. Haven't tried it yet. I've heard good things though.
I have not tried one. I know that somebody, when we were talking about the list for top cigars of the year, they put in the comment section the Jack Wyatt stuff. And I've seen those. I've heard nothing but good things about those, but I still have not tried a Jack Wyatt either.
That's the guy, Mardo Cigars.
Mm-hmm.
The YouTube channel. He's the owner of Jake Wyatt.
I see.
Yeah, I've had one. I don't know which one it was, but it was okay. Didn't really captivate me that much, but it was a decent cigar. But I haven't had enough to really like to give a full impression of what they're capable of offering. Ooh, baby!
You're the tiger for number 2.
There you go.
Baby, no, you're the Tiger #1, baby. You're the Tiger #1. So, with that said, I'm gonna follow your lead, Michael. Unfortunately, I'm not gonna grab a Tiger, but I'm gonna grab the toilet right now. Not grab it, but go to the bathroom.
You can grab it if you want to.
I can grab. Yeah, I can give it some love. I'll be right back. Actually, let's charge.
The new one was terrible, impossible to even try to keep up. Oh yeah, the new Matrix movie. It was not great.
No, that was pretty bad. It was a whole bunch of actors that you could tell just did not want to be there.
Yeah,
Kind of like USPS employees.
yeah, yeah. You know. I might try a different cigar. What else did I bring out? You know what? Why not? Let's try this one too.
Yes, Justin. Yes. Watching it was like work.
Yeah, that's why I watched the original on Christmas Eve, just to see if it was actually good. I liked it. I tried to watch the trilogy again. I kept passing out on the couch.
The wife and I, we just got done watching Don't Worry, Darling, the Olivia Wilde one that was all, in the media news because of her and Harry Styles and all that stuff.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Don't Worry, Darling had like a lot of Matrix vibes to it with the actual plot and just kind of how the story develops, where they're like in an alternate world or an artificial intelligence world and stuff like that. And it was actually a pretty good movie.
Okay.
I thought.
Interesting. Yeah, I remember hearing the issues with it, but I didn't know what the movie was. I don't know. What do I want to do now?
Yeah, going into that movie, I was kind of worried, and then I was like, oh no, this is actually a pretty decent flick.
That's cool. Yeah, we watched Amsterdam earlier today, which was weird. Like, it was a good movie, but based on the trailers, I did not know that's what it was. But it's an interesting movie. It's like I looked it up on Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like a 33% for critics and 60-something for viewers. And both were like, yeah, it's hard to know what's going on, but we like the people in it. I'm like, yeah, that's pretty much how I felt too. Like, it was interesting. But I had no idea what the hell the plot of the movie was until the very end.
Right.
But Christian Bale's really good at playing a drug-addicted, crazy doctor. So
he's good at playing most things, man.
Yeah. Let's see. Let's go with the Hoya. I'm tapping out of the Shisaka Khan.
Mm-hmm.
I was tired of the same flavors for like where we at. I guess I've only been here an hour. No, I've been here longer than that. I don't know.
Yeah. You came in right at like the 30-minute mark, 20 minutes.
Yeah, something like that. Another guy I picked up. Don't know about. No, I've never heard of that. All right.
I don't think I've ever heard of it.
No, I mean there's so many.
Interesting. very very basic style band. Interesting. I saw the proposal by Half Wheel. They had an article on it. It was like Norway or somebody had proposed that all Cuban cigars have like a very nondescript band that's all the same, where it just lists like it's all one monochrome color, and then it has the title of whatever the cigar is.
I think I saw. Do they want to do that with just Cubans, or was it all cigars in general?
I thought that it was just Cubans, but maybe it was all cigars in general.
I think I was talking to someone about that, and I was like, it would remove the marketing aspect of it, so you had to buy it just off of the cigar itself. I'm like, that's true, but I think a lot of people buy it based off of what the band looks like. Like Ezra Zion makes good cigars, but he slapped the Headless Horseman on there, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna buy this because it's Halloween now. You could have wrote Headless Horseman on your own, but like, no, that's a Halloween cigar. I gotta buy that.
Right.
It's part of it now, whether they like it or not. Like I think I was talking to or no, I was watching an interview with who was it? Someone got bought by La Aurora, I think. Maybe like 6 months ago.
Miami Cigar?
I can't remember what it was. It might not have been La Aurora, but they were complaining about how the marketers came in and they changed the bands, and it really changed the way the game was, and they were kind of complaining about it. But they ended their interview with, and now that we got purchased, we're rebranding everything, and they're talking about how they're going to get brand new bands. And I'm like, you complained about that 5 minutes ago. You said it ruined the industry. I can't remember who the interview was. I have to look it up later. But I'm like, yeah, it's part of it now. You can hate it or not, but it just is.
I agree.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I was talking about the Half Wheel article that came out the other day, where they were talking about how like Norway or Sweden or somebody wanted to propose that, I don't know if it was all Cuban cigars or all cigars just in general, had like a monochrome nondescript band on it that just had the title of the brand and the cigar name.
Like Canada. Yeah, like Canada does.
Yeah. So Eric actually wrote that in there. Canada already does that?
That's might have been what I was thinking of. Yeah, it was from what I think I've heard was like part of it was the whole deterring youth from getting into cigar smoking, because that's why we all did it, is we saw the pretty band and went, I'm gonna try the cigar. That and some of it makes sense. So like when you get into the point where they're doing the whole like the munchies bag, right? Where they're marketing it like it's an actual candy bar. That I get, because like I understand the process as an adult, but a kid would also pick it up and be like, "Yeah, I want to try that."
Yeah, when it's in a Ziploc bag, or a branded Ziploc kind of bag with brownies on the bag.
Yeah, it's designed to look like snacks. It appeals more. I get what they're trying to do, but I also see the other side of it. I'm like, it's appealing to more people. And also it's not gonna taste like a brownie, but that's what it is. That's why I tell even my girls, they're like, "Oh, why do you smoke cigars if they don't taste like?" Because it's more to that. That's just one aspect of the marketing side. I'll tell them like it's not good.
Eric, it was a pleasure, sir. It was a pleasure, sir. Thank you for stopping in. And I'm gonna light up one of your cigars of the year from last year, Michael.
Okay.
Guess.
Pepper cream soda?
You got 3 guesses, Michael. That's not it.
Okay. Southern Draw, Desert Rose, Rose of Sharon?
No.
Okay.
Let's just say you inspired me.
Shit, I don't know.
With your cigar you're smoking right now, you inspired me.
Plasencia Almafuerte Sixto?
Yeah,
Hey,
baby.
there it is.
Got that hard hexagonal box press there. I am lighting up a 660, guys.
There
And
you
I
go.
think that's a good thing with this cigar.
Mm-hmm. That is
This one has
Good night, Eric.
fantastic.
this one has probably around like 10 months of age on it, so looking forward to it.
There you go.
Beautiful. Beautiful. What
I can
is
figure out how
the
to.
new law in New Zealand in regards to tobacco? Because I
Do you-
don't
do you
think
know-
that I am versed.
Do you know much about it, Michael?
No.
No.
Essentially, anybody born past 2008 will not be allowed to buy tobacco products. And so pretty much by, once everybody has kicked the bucket who was born prior to 2008, there will no longer be any tobacco sold in New Zealand.
Damn.
It is done.
There's a town in Massachusetts, I believe, that has proposed that as well. It's going underneath like the city vote here soon, or state vote, or something like that.
That's crazy.
It's a brave new world kind of shit, in my opinion.
That's man.
Did you guys ever watch The Eighth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
The 6th day?
No.
Sixth Day, yeah.
Yeah.
Sixth Day, yeah. Do you remember when he's like sitting there and he's like, I just want to go smoke my stogie,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he like it's outlawed that you can smoke tobacco. So
Yeah.
he fires up a cigar at his house when they're
Yeah.
like coming to
They're,
take
like,
him
smoking
away
in the
and stuff.
garage,
And he's
right?
like, why are they coming to get me? Is it because I smoked a cigar? Like, what is the
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's
There's
wild.
no way that would work in America. There's far too much money in it.
Yeah. Gosh, I
I
feel like New Zealand's gotten a hold of this cigar because it's hard as hell to take off this footband. There we go. Finally got it off. They don't want me smoking it. Finally.
What's up, EKB?
EKB! Good to see you, man. I don't know if you're in a position to be able to jump on, but if you are, obviously feel free. Been a while since I've lit up a 660. Takes a little bit longer. I don't want to know what it's like to light up a 990, DJ. Friggin' take a blowtorch to that thing.
It took a bit, but it really wasn't that bad. Every other review said it's like this colossal undertaking. I'm like, yeah, I guess you guys need to learn how to suck harder or something. Like, I don't know. I don't see how I can. But I will say, when we went to Tennessee, they have tons of tobacco fields, and they were talking about how they stopped buying. Like there's like Tennessee tobacco now that's only used in Tennessee products because they stopped being used in other things. Like we drove by tobacco fields, and it's specific. I don't know if it was cigarettes or pipe tobacco. Like it just wasn't, I guess, used as much. And I could see it happening if they keep like bumping the law up like they did to 21. I think that's crazy. For the longest time, I had like 18 to follow, and then someone was like, it's 21 now, right? It's crazy.
It's wild.
I mean, they're going to universally get rid of TikTok in America, so I guess they could kill tobacco too.
Yeah, what's that about?
I think they're still using it as it's the Chinese spying on us, which is the most hilarious fucking thing ever. Like, oh, okay. Yeah, it's the Chinese we got to worry about. They were saying at one point in time, I know like a Facebook headline because it was targeting boomers like always, like that TikTok in China is kids learning engineering and in all these other skills, and in America it's they're doing stupid dances, so that's how they're making us dumber. I'm like, no, we are just dumber and we enjoy the stupid dances. Like
This is what we like. Yeah.
like they didn't trick us. We can jiggle our asses on camera. Hell yeah.
Yeah. We're not being directed to do so.
It was
happy naturally.
That was us.
Yeah.
We gather in parking lots and get drunk before a game so we can go get drunk in the game at the afterwards. Like,
Yep.
that is just America.
America, baby. America. What's up, Pan?
Pan.
Yeah.
Pan the man. Placencia, baby. Yes,
sneak
sir.
in there.
Fuck. This is a good cigar. I've had multiple of the Eduardo since having this one. This one's still really enjoyable.
Yeah.
It's tough, man. Like I smoked that first Eduardo on the live stream that we did, and it's one of those where I probably would never have said that I like a 660 more than a Toro. The exception of that cigar. That cigar might be the one, man. It just might be.
They're close. I mean, they're in my opinion, they're both memorable cigars. It's just a size preference, and right now, especially with this one having a little bit of age on it, and being in a humidor that is more, because I was gonna smoke the Añejo Shark, but I wanted EKB to be here since this was the one that he gave me. So I made it audible. I'm smoking a cigar that I wasn't dry boxing. But this was in a humidor, in my Cuban humidor, where the RH is lower anyways. So this is more primed right now, and it's aged. And this thing is very good. Very good.
Nice.
So we talked about Christmas movies before.
Good for him.
That is very true. Uncle Luke, man, he had us all going.
But I was saying, we talked about Christmas movies, and we did touch on Die Hard. I don't know if that's your favorite Christmas movie, but if it isn't, what is your favorite Christmas movie?
It's probably either Die Hard or Jingle All the Way.
Yeah, I like
That's a good one.
I love Sinbad and Arnold, man. Yeah. That was a pairing made in heaven with the Turbo Man, dude. Ah, so good.
Yeah. Yeah, and as a kid with that coming out, that was like the perfect time for that movie for us to have that come out.
Because we had like Beanie Baby craze, we had Pokemon craze, we had our little
Tickle Me
things
Elmo.
that we got. Nintendo, Tickle Me Elmo, Nintendo, the NES system, whenever there was, still to this day, like a PlayStation 5 was a tough draw,
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
In college, every single one of his photography projects was of his collectible Turbo Man doll that he had. Anytime it was a portrait, anything, it was a picture of a Turbo Man doll. It was the funniest thing. But yeah, man, people love that movie. We watched it just earlier today.
My man. I was talking about Die Hard earlier.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Great picks.
Yeah, the new Christmas Story, it was funny because I'm like, this is really a weird movie. But then you're like, yeah, it made a sequel to the original. So if you shot that today, it would be a really fucking weird movie. And it was, because it was the same movie, just older. All the different scenes. I'm like, yeah, this is really weird. Why do we watch this movie that's shot in the 80s and acting like it's the 50s every single year and act like it's this? It's a good movie, but like 24 hours on TBS, probably not needed.
Yeah. It's a tradition now, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'll watch it, I'm like, this is a weird movie. But yeah, I watching the sequel, I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. It's just as weird as the original.
Yeah. Yeah, I know this is gonna sound basic, but I think my favorite Christmas movie is Christmas Vacation. Like it's way overdone, way overplayed, and you know, it's it's kind of if you've seen it as many times as a lot of us have, it is a little boring, but it scratches that itch for me
Yeah.
each year.
Yeah, no, I like playing that one just in the background because it is. You've seen it so much, you don't have to watch it to watch it. So I
Yeah,
like it. But even if I do sit,
autopilot.
yeah, I'll sit down and watch it, and the entire time I'm waiting for like something to happen because it's not like it's the sequence of events is weird, like most Christmas movies. But it's like, okay, he gets stuck in an attic, he goes shooting down a hill, they blow up the Christmas tree, and like it's like okay. But yeah, no, I
Yeah,
like that movie. It's hard to watch knowing how much of an asshole Chevy Chase was his entire career,
true
especially
that.
now that more and more people are coming out like, oh, it's we can finally shit on this guy. I'm like, y'all should have shit on him decades ago. Like he was an
Yeah,
awful human. He's just as awful of a human as like Kevin James is. Like I don't know if you know that. He'll have his handlers come into a store before he goes in there and they instruct people not to talk to him.
Kevin James.
really,
Kevin,
King of Queens.
fucking King of Queens is that. I mean, he's worth a shit ton of money. But yeah, there was these people trading stories of like awful waiters who have had awful experiences with celebrities, and one of was
Yeah,
he went to go ask him what he wanted to order his food, and he responded with, "You were instructed not to talk to me." Like,
wow.
like how are you supposed to? What? How does this relationship work? But yeah, it's funny. As far as favorite Christmas movies go, I like Christmas Vacation. I like Christmas with the Cranks too. That's a super corny movie, but I
That's
like it.
underrated.
Yeah,
That's an underrated Christmas movie.
yeah, I like that one a lot. But that's another one. I'll watch it and I'm like, again, not a lot happens, but it's fun.
Yeah. Yep. What's the animated one? My wife is probably gonna be like, it's this. It's the Klaus, um,
Yeah, it's Klaus.
like the mailman one.
The one on Netflix. Yeah, it's Klaus.
That's a really good one, dude.
Yeah,
We watched that 2 Christmases ago. I
yeah,
loved it. For
it's
a
a good.
newer movie too.
Yeah, that's the hard thing. Like most new movies suck. And then to make a Christmas movie on top of that, it's good. And it was
Yeah.
original and interesting. Like,
Original. It wasn't a remake of something.
yeah.
Yeah,
No, like
that
even
was a good one.
what was the movie with not is it Kurt Russell? He's Santa Claus. That's on Netflix too.
Yes, yes. They did a sequel as well.
Yeah. I don't recall the sequel because I only typically get drunk 2 times or once a year, and it's when my family visits or I go visit them. And that was the night of the trip where it hit like the "we've been here too long" stage, and I just remember sitting on the floor eating spaghetti, being plastered, trying to watch that movie because I was just tired of hearing them. I have no I know there was an elf who got mad. That's all I know.
That's awesome. Plastered on the floor, eating spaghetti.
I was sitting on the floor in front of the TV, just eating like a child. I'm like, this is the dumbest shit. I just want to leave. Get me out of California. I I was tired of hearing them talking, so I just kept going. I'm like, I'm done, man.
Yeah. Christmas Chronicles. Okay, man.
What's that?
Oh, I think that's the Kurt Russell movie.
Yes, yeah, that's it.
Yes.
That was pretty good. I like Christmas Chronicles.
Yeah,
I so sorry, DJ. I was gonna say my wife and I tried watching that last year, I believe. The second one, and it was awful.
yeah. I don't.
I don't remember seeing the first. I don't think I've seen the first. Maybe I fell asleep while watching it. I don't know.
Yeah,
But yeah, the second one was not one I'd probably come back to.
I just know there was a mad elf.
What about somebody typed it in the chat earlier tonight when we were first going on Christmas movies, but Krampus for a horror Christmas movie, that was pretty good. That was decent.
Yeah, I never got to watch that one. I had it purchased or something, and I never actually got to watch it. But it looked pretty good for what it was. It was kind of like a new age, like Gremlins was the vibe I got with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Gremlins. That's you don't really think about that as a Christmas movie, but it totally is a Christmas movie.
Yeah, it's a Christmas present.
I love that movie, man. And 80s cheese to the max too.
Yeah.
And 80s Jim Henson animatronics. Fucking love it. Notice that Michael muted himself. Dogs were having a little bit too much fun.
The wife just got home.
Ah, okay.
Scrooge is a good movie.
Scrooged?
Yeah.
That's hey, little cameo there. But yeah, the Bill Murray, right?
Yeah.
That's a good movie. I haven't seen that in a long time.
So cold out there. Oh my god.
the air left in.
Oh. Alrighty. Oh, all right.
And Michael, how's it?
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, I can access the chat too.
Yeah, Santa Claus. That's the Santa Claus with Dudley Moore. That's the one where they sell the candy that makes you float, right? And Santa Claus is always trying to do the loop de loop. I can get to that one. I haven't seen that in like a decade.
And I saw the Cuban comment. Michael, do you want to comment on that since you're more versed in Cubans than I am?
I mean, I haven't purchased Cubans in Mexico in quite some time, so I'm not sure what the selection's going to be like current day. I would say that Partagas Serie D number 4 is always one of my favorites whenever I go down there, and it's pretty readily available. I don't know if it's still going to be with the shortage and selection that's going on, but that's always one of the go-tos. I always like a Monty. You know, I sent out the last Eduardo that I had, the EL 2006. That was a really good, or 2016 Edition Limitada. That's a solid one. And or Edmundo, not Eduardo. I'm thinking about Plasencia now, but Edmundo, the 2016, that was solid. So I think that anything that you can find from like a Casa de la Habana store or something that's certified by Habanos SA, you're usually going to be getting something authentic, which is always
legit.
The hard part in Mexico is getting
LCDH. Yeah,
like Casa de la Habana. For sure.
Go into an LCDH shop. If there's, it's so easy to buy fake Cubans in Mexico. Like just, if you're going to spend any amount of money, make sure it's an LCDH approved shop, affiliated shop, because everything in there is legit.
Yep.
And as far as Cubans go, I really like Hoyo de Monterrey. That's just they're more affordable, and I feel like you get like a really nice creamy profile with a lot of them. I always wanted, and I had one of these, and it was incredible. But the double Coronas, the Hoyo de Monterrey double Corona. If I were in an LCDH shop, that's probably what I would look for first, and just to like see if they had them, because I think they're a little bit harder to find as well. But that's probably what I would go for, the double Corona, the Hoyo de Monterrey. But yeah, I don't know enough about Cubans to really recommend a lot of them. Michael, you're definitely a lot more versed than I am. So,
I mean, I think that as long as it's a legitimate shop, you're gonna find something in there, I'm sure, that's gonna be really good. I've always had great luck. The most recent Cuban that I posted on there was the Trinidad, the Vigia, and That's a solid smoke. It does not get the attention that it probably deserves, like most of the Trinidad line. And then, the last box that I bought was the Romeo Wide Churchills, which I still have about half a box left. Love those. I smoked 3 of them on my birthday last year throughout the night. It's fantastic smoke.
Yeah, Cubans are very sessionable.
Mm-hmm.
Very easy to go, one after the other, because they are lighter. A lot of them are a little bit lighter, especially Romeo Cuban. They tend to be on the lighter side, and the lighter a cigar, the more sessionable it's going to be.
Ooh, that's another good one too. The Ramon Iones. It's another the RAS Selección Suprema, man. That's a good smoke, EKB.
Yeah, Ramon Iones, they're really good. The Superiores, the LCDH one, very good, flavorful Ramon Iones.
Mm-hmm.
And how's the Tiger going, Michael?
It's the very best of them, for a good reason. At least of the Tigers. We'll see how it fits into the list.
Dude, it's so funny how, like, I think you were the same way, like seeing the Davidoff Year of the Tiger and just being more familiar with their Zodiac line, just hoping and wishing that their Year of the Tiger was going to be, the creme de la creme. Not the case. But luckily, Plasencia, it looks like they're starting to do, an annual release, Zodiac release of the year of the. I had no clue at the beginning of the year that Plasencia's Year of the Tiger would be the best freaking Tiger out there, in my opinion.
Yeah. I have one of the Drew Estate Year of the Tigers, too, that Frankie gave to me during the first Sticks and Kicks that we did this year at 8 Lounge. So I got to try to fit that in. I don't know if it's going to happen before the end of the year.
Yeah, because you got a full booking right now.
At this point, you're shooting 2 videos a day on Christmas as well.
On Christmas. No days off.
Pretty much. No days off.
Yeah.
Is there a year that is sorry DJ, is there a Year of the Tiger? Is there a Year of the Tiger also like kind of like Year of the Rat, like a Liga Bravada dark, Connecticut broadleaf?
I haven't looked up the specifics on the blend, so I'm not sure. I would imagine that it is, because it does come with the same style band as all the Ligas, just like the Year of the Rat. The only difference, I believe, is that the Year of the Rat is now a regular release per this year. So that's going to be available every year. And then whenever they feel like contributing another Zodiac, they'll add it in.
They'll do it, for a one-off.
Mm-hmm. One-off.
Yeah, the Vega Fina Year of the Tiger, pedestrian. It was whatever. And that was the very first Vega Fina cigar I've ever had. I hope there's better Vega Finas out there, because their limited edition Year of the Tiger was very forgettable. Then I think Maya Selva, they have a Year of the Tiger as well. And I think that's all of them. I think we've just listed all the Year of the Tigers right there.
Yeah.
With, in my opinion, out of the ones that we've tried, Plasencia's kicks the shit out of everybody else.
It's hard to beat something like this. I mean, this thing is solid.
Yeah. Dude. I don't want to get into specifics, but that deal I showed you the other day, for that, did you pull the trigger?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not. But it was an amazing deal.
It's still up too. It's still up.
Yeah. Yeah. I got one more Christmas present for the wife that I have to grab, and then.
Yeah, it's that time of the year where it's hard to justify, those kinds of purchases. So completely understand. But fuck, what a deal.
Yeah, it's solid.
Hmm.
Let's see.
And Michael, sorry.
No,
Okay,
you're fine.
okay, do you want to say?
That's another Cuban brand that gets slept on a lot.
Because it was primarily only available in France for the longest time, right?
Yeah, and that was the first time that I had ever had one. Was in 2019. I had a work trip for Moet Hennessy that took me out to France, and I was in Paris. And I found a cigar shop that was licensed. Grabbed one of the Quai d'Orsay's, and I went to the closest coffee shop that I can find in Paris, and I just sat there and I had that cigar along with like an espresso or something, and just sat on the patio, and it was amazing.
Yeah,
That's awesome. That's the way to do it, man. That's do us as the Romans do right there.
yeah.
Dude, I left there. I went and I had a Royale with cheese at McDonald's right afterwards. It was amazing. Like, just maybe not the McDonald's, but the cigar certainly was.
Yeah.
Yeah, the precursor.
I've
I've only had one of those so far, and it was like an exclusive what's the terminology for Cubans when it's like for a region? It was a regional for France.
Regional exclusive.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That I had it was like, I think it was like a Rothschild size, very short Robusto. It was so creamy, and I think that one that I had at the time had at least 5 years of age on it. It was a cream bomb. Yeah,
That's awesome.
That's the only Quai d'Orsay I've had. Yeah, this thing's bomb. So did you talk about your favorite Christmas movie, Michael? You said Krampus.
Yeah, I was talking about Krampus, and then we got on a different subject, but I would say that like Die Hard's definitely over the last few years really taken that. And then I said Jingle All the Way is another one that I always go back to and watch.
Yeah.
So those are probably like my two favorite. I like Christmas Vacation, but I honestly like Vegas Vacation more just because it came out when we were a little bit younger and it was Vegas. So
there you go. That's an underrated movie too.
It is.
It has a lot of 90s cheese, but we're of the age to where that 90s cheese is our bread and butter.
Yeah. No, 90s cheese is like in right now. Everything 90s is in right now, which is a little sad because that means we're that old. But it's cool.
Yep. So there was EKB. There was like a Violent Santa movie that came out with Mel Gibson playing Santa like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fat Man.
Was Fat Man, right?
Wasn't it called
Fat Man?
Yeah. That was actually halfway decent. I mean, I know that Mel Gibson, like, he gets on his drunken tirades too, but that was a good movie.
Yeah, Violent Night is supposed to be really good. Like I've heard many people talk about how it was just a good movie in general. I'm like, all right. Like,
and knowing Hopper from Stranger Things, liking that guy, seems like something to definitely check out.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch Violent Santa, and then I want to watch The Menu.
I've seen who's in that one. I recently saw an ad for that. Who's in that one?
I'm not sure of the actors that are in it, but it just looks out there, and I think that being in the service industry for a while, it's like going to be totally my speed because they have to like go to some exotic location to have this tasting menu by the chef who's like serving them body parts or something.
Oh, yeah,
something
and
weird.
It's them. They invite like the ultra rich people. Like it's like the phrase "eat the rich" literally.
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
invite all these rich people and food critics and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and then they're like serving them or something
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh, that seems pretty
Sounds
interesting.
fucked up. Sounds
Yeah.
up my alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's kind of
Cool,
like
man.
the what was it, that movie that came out? The Hunt? Is that what it was called?
hmm
That was pretty
That was
funny.
good.
For what it was, I'm like, that's pretty funny. I watched that on a plane ride somewhere. I can't remember where I was going.
Yeah, that was where the lady gets married to the family that goes out and starts hunting everybody, right?
No, that was a good movie too. This was that was a good what was that? That was the chick that
Knives
looked
Out?
like,
Was that Knives Out?
no, Knives Out's the murder mystery one with
Daniel Craig.
Daniel Craig, yeah. I can't remember the one you're talking about. That one's good though. Like the one of the like 18,000 clones of Margot Robbie is that one where the family has to hunt them. Yeah, that's a good movie. No, The Hunt was the one where they invite a bunch of, or they drug a bunch of like super right wing people, and they literally try and kill them on an island.
Oh, okay.
Or not on an island. It's like overseas. I can't remember what it was. It's a big parody movie. It was funny, just because it was all off of like a Twitter joke gone wrong or a text message joke that gone wrong. That this executive, yeah,
Yeah, and they have the influencer that's on the plane and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, this looks stupid, but let's watch it. And it was stupid, but it was funny.
Yeah. Vaguely reminiscent the plot to Battle Royale, if you've seen that.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one called? I have to look it up now.
You too, Sean. Thanks for joining, brother.
That was kind of like where they kind of got into the plot for the movie with Jennifer Lawrence. That had very battle royale kind of vibes to it, with the different.
Oh
districts
yes, yeah. The Hunger Games.
Hunger Games.
Yeah,
Hunger Games. Yeah.
Essentially the same plot line, just different reasons why they're there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And Battle Royale, it's funny because like how they do the blood effects in that movie, it's just so overboard and just so fake, That's a damn good movie. I think there's sequels too. I haven't seen any of them. I've only seen the original.
Netflix came out with a Korean series that takes place in a school with like a zombie thing, and the school
All of Us Are Dead. All of Us Are Dead. It's a great fucking series. Yeah.
That was really good. I like that.
My wife and I really like that one. Obviously, Squid Game, other great Korean show.
Parasite.
Oh, dude, it came out. No, it's coming out this Thursday. Parasite's a great movie as well. Alice in Borderlands. Yeah, you know about it. Season 1 of that show is phenomenal.
Yep.
Absolutely phenomenal. And season 2 comes out Thursday. Cannot wait.
Alice in Borderlands is like this Japanese series that came out where these 3 friends are in Tokyo, and all of a sudden they're like hanging out at their buddy's bar. They go outside and like Shibuya Station and like all of the major, everywhere in Tokyo, there's nobody around. And they're just like,
I Am Legend.
Like I Am Legend status. Like, where the hell did everybody go? Because it's Tokyo and there's millions of people and so on and so forth. And then they come to find out that there's like this series of games that they have to play where when you get eliminated, it essentially means that you die. And they're playing it against the remaining people that are left on the planet, so they feel. And every single time that you win the game or you pass the game, you get a playing card of some kind, and it reveals the plot later on as to what the playing card, essentially a deck of cards, are all about. But it's a really good show, and they have season 2 coming out next week.
It's such a good show. And it's kind of very similar vibes to Squid Game, where it's like, if you don't win, you're dead.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
in that sense. But yeah, great show, and all this stuff. And this is probably the Korean revenge movie. I Saw the Devil. Okay,
Writing it down right now.
I Saw the Devil. Oh, so you got a little bit of those vibes that Michael's talking about there.
Dude, there were deer on the Strip, on the Las Vegas Strip during the pandemic.
Damn.
Deer.
That's saying something. They felt comfortable enough to come out there. Shit.
It was wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Are you, DJ, are you able to stay warm enough in the garage?
Yeah, it didn't get that cold today. I think the low is like 40s, and then it's
like here.
Plummet. Yeah, it's good. I have a space heater next to me, but it was just loud at this point. I didn't need it, so I turned it off.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's dropping to like 9 Thursday, which is super fun. Yeah, ERCOT sent out like we're monitoring the situation, so all people are mad, and I'm like, again, they didn't say anything. They just have a protocol, which y'all are mad about, that they don't do anything, and the protocol is, if it gets below 25, they have to send out a warning message. Like, you mad that they're not doing anything when they literally that's they're doing something.
Yeah,
Hey,
that's
it's gonna be fucking cold. Pay attention. No, we got my mother-in-law a little space heater so she can stay warm-ish or warmer in her room. And then she was like all annoyed that we were trying to explain to her how to use it. And she's like, I can read directions. And then she called us the next day. She's like, it doesn't work. And I was like, well, what settings do you have it on? She's like, I had it on the fan. I'm like, yeah, setting 1 is a fan. Then after that is the heat. So you just blew a fan on yourself all night. Congratulations. Like,
silly.
Yeah, like you gotta. I'm sure you can read, but you did not pass that test.
DJ, what'd you light up after the SocketCon?
I did the Hoya CT.
Nice.
There you go.
Damn good cigar.
Yeah.
Damn good cigar.
The last time I smoked it, I was sick from the summer. So it was good then. It's much better now. I like it a lot.
Dude.
Yeah, the SocketCon was just so much Maduro for so long that I'm like, whatever the lightest thing I have in this box is, that's what this was.
That's going. Yep.
Yeah, I was like, whatever the polar opposite of that is, I want that.
I think I'm going to have to take the M81 blackened out of DJ's Christmas bomb then, because that's like all Maduro.
It sounds like a Maduro's Maduro right there after you're watching your review.
Yeah. Although I think that with the PA broadleaf that's in it though, DJ will probably still like it.
Yeah.
No, he loves PA broadleaf.
Yeah. For whatever reason, man, whatever is in that, I even found one, or maybe you sent me one, Matt, that had filler PA broadleaf, and I was like, okay, cool.
That was the Rockefeller.
Yeah. I'm like, all right, because like when I smoked in Tennessee and I smoked that the Padilla, was it Padilla? Yeah,
yep.
The Vintage Reserve.
The Vintage Reserve.
I took it just because I had been wanting to smoke it because it looked cool for the longest time, and then I looked it up as I was smoking. I was like, why do I like this cigar so much? I'm like, oh, it's Pennsylvania broadleaf.
PA broadleaf, baby.
It's so specifically unique to what it is. Case. Yeah, man.
Oh, dude.
That was
that PA broadleaf, man. It's very, very underutilized.
Yeah.
And it's very distinct, and that's probably why a lot of companies decide to not work with it, because it's easy for that leaf to overpower other things.
Oh yeah.
But you don't see it enough. That's all I'm going to say.
That people love Connecticut broadleaf so much. It was in fucking everything for forever. I'm like, just throw some Pennsylvania in there. Do both. I don't care. And maybe we'll take but I don't get it. But I know people love this broadleaf in general.
I wish I had another one of these, because you would love it, DJ. But it's a Fable Fable cigars. I have a review of it up. Pennsylvania broadleaf. It had like so much tooth on that wrapper.
Yeah.
And that's a cigar I know. Not being a big Maduro guy, but you would absolutely love that cigar.
Yeah, as long as it has more than just like I grabbed the to smoke while I was waiting on Apple to fix the phone that they fucked up. I grabbed the what's the one you sent me, the how you say it, Yagui or whatever from JC Newman, and I just happened to like
The Yagua.
Yeah, Yagua. Before I lit it up, I watched your review and I watched someone else. I was like, oh no, I don't want to smoke this right now. That's like all you said was peat and earth. And I'm like, nah, not today. Not today.
It's a gritty, like, just it's a Maduro's Maduro.
Yeah.
With not a lot of dynamics. It's not bad, but it's not great.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's how I felt smoking the Villigers, and I'm like, why is this so bad? And then I finally looked up the price. I'm like, oh, because I'm comparing it to like a $10 cigar, and it was I think $3. And I'm like, that is quite the difference. When I was doing the review, I'm like, this is on me. That's my bad. I should have done a little bit of research because it was so bad.
Are you talking about the Black Forest or no, the Sandoro? The Sandoro.
The Sandoro, I don't care how much it cost. That smelled like, or tasted like the way shit smells. But the creme or whatever, that one I'm just like, why is this such a pokey Connecticut cigar that you have dressed up to look regal and smooth? Like what it is like getting catfished by a cigar. Like that's what that was. Because I'm like, this is a nice. I know. Based off of the way it looked and was dressed up, you wouldn't expect it to be very sharp and pepper forward. I'm just like, and salty. I was like, where's the cream at? Where's the cream at?
Yeah, it's called creme. You expect a little bit of creaminess.
Yeah, I was like, all right, you're doing Krispy Kreme donuts right here, but it was not it. Yeah. No, but this is much better.
Glad, dude. Yeah, that's a very underrated cigar. You don't see it enjoyed. You don't see it enjoyed enough. You just don't.
You don't see a lot of like Hoya has a lot of good cigars. Like,
they do.
A lot.
They do. Yeah, you don't. The Numero Uno, fantastic Connecticut as well. You should try that one,
okay.
DJ. But honestly, I actually think the CT, what you're smoking right now, is better than the Numero Uno.
Yeah.
Obviously the Antonio, like it's a classic cigar. It's strong. It's very strong. But if you age them, that nicotine strength definitely tampers down. Thank goodness.
Yeah.
And I just smoked yesterday the gotcha bitch. Yeah. Absolutely. Cuatro Cinco. You know, that's the one with like kind of like the cream band with the red writing on it. I've never had one of those before.
It's a good stick.
You've had it, Michael?
I have. I haven't reviewed it on the show, but I have had it. It's really good.
Yeah. Sorry, Michael. You go.
No, I was going to say, I think that they released that during IPCPR in 2017 or 18. And I went to the release party. We had it here in Vegas, in downtown Vegas. And they gave all the media members a Liga pack for IPCPR where they were all wrapped in like this blue kind of tissue paper. And you had to open each one up like it was almost an Advent special to figure out which one it was. And it was like, you know, all the different ligas that they had. And then they had this big party for Hoya, and they were releasing that one. And it was really awesome.
That's cool. I have that in a Churchill Vitola somewhere. I need to light it up. But just yesterday, I smoked the Hoya Silver for the first time.
Ooh, okay.
I think that's marketed as one of their more budget tea cigars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
No.
Not a bad smoke.
Yeah, all those like the black, the red, all those they're good. It's kind of like the the Asylum that no one talks about, because everyone talks about the Ogre and the 13, but all their other bands, they're good. Like even the Insidious, it's a good cigar.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I know, Michael, you love the Connecticut.
I do. I have. I've recorded the overhead for the Insidious. I just have to smoke it. But Sean sent me the Insidious along with the Connecticut.
Yeah, they're good cigars. Like all the classic shit gets used, which is somewhat annoying. But there's so many better cigars out there.
And DJ, you love the Fratello Oro.
Yeah, that was a really good cigar. I think there was one review on YouTube for it before I did mine, or maybe a couple others, but they have like no views because people don't look for it. 'Cause people don't know.
Yeah.
Because all you see the same shit being promoted all the time. Like I get it, but and that's one of the reasons like 505 was big on doing just boutique stuff because no one saw. I didn't know half the brands he talked about, but they seemed like cool cigars. And that's one of the reasons I wanted to try an Ezra Zion. You don't hear about them, and they're like, these are phenomenal cigars, but people just not out there.
Yeah.
Partly because he does insanely small batch, but that's also why they're so good.
Mm-hmm. That's that sucks.
Sorry, I believe that Ezra Zion too is mostly all online, like direct ship, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they go up and then they're gone within like an hour, depending on what the cigar was. Like I know when the Headless Horseman came out, Dan sent me a message. He's like, it's live. And then by the time I saw his message and went to the website, it was already gone. And it was like maybe a couple hours. I was like, oh, well, never mind.
Yeah, the Grand Reserve, fantastic smoke. That the Robusto, it's like a 5.5 by 52 Robusto. Amazing smoke, so smooth, creamy, sweet. I also have the Torpedo or Bellicoso. It's a little bit bigger, also great cigar. The GT20 that came out last year, it was I think GT20 or GT21 for last year's year. Good cigar, but it was fresh. It needed time. So I think probably by now, a year later, they're probably smoking a hell of a lot better. But the Grand Reserva line, the Antonio Grand Reserva line, very underrated in my opinion. Yeah, and that's I remember you talking about this in your Humidor tour, DJ. It's a fine line to walk because you always want to put out cigars that you think will get views because that's the point of your channel for people to watch. But there's so many cigars that seem interesting that you want to smoke that are just going to get maybe like a percentage of views you don't normally get.
Yeah. And it's all like, and it shouldn't be about views, but at the same time, you're like, it's a time thing. Like I'm gonna spend an hour at least smoking the cigar, then going through
ROI.
editing the footage. Yeah, and I'm like, if I do all this and it gets like 5 views, it shouldn't matter. But at the same time, that was a waste of fucking time. It just was. And I'm like, and I could have done this and done better, but at the same time, like, I don't want to smoke that cigar, but I know if I do. So.
Exactly. And that's why I really, really respect 505 because he does all the stuff that you never see.
Yeah.
I think the last cigar that I knew that he smoked was a Founders. And that's just because Founders reached out to me and sent me stuff. If that wasn't the case, I'd be like, okay, another blend, another brand that I have no idea what it is.
Yeah, like I think, and I might be wrong, but I think he was one of the first person, if not the first person, to smoke clown cigars, and now those are becoming a lot more popular.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, they do a lot with the booths, from what I've noticed, from TP to PCA, Drunk Chicken Cigars and the Clown Cigar Company. They always put together some pretty wild booths because everybody from Clown Cigars dresses up like the Joker.
That's dope.
Paint, and everything. Like
Yeah.
the full
Yeah.
ensemble, full outfits. Like they really like promote that brand at these conventions. And
Yeah.
hopefully you guys can come to one of them next year. EKB, you as well, and check it out. But the Clown Cigar people, they're definitely ones that I have to have on the channel because they put together some really awesome booths.
Yeah, and both of you
Entertainment value for sure.
being full makeup yourself too.
Yeah,
That'd be sweet.
get one of those microphones. Those like interview mics.
Yeah,
Who is it? Smoking Tobacco or one of the other channels that is like all podcast only. They always have like their big microphone.
yeah. That the Rode Go system that you can clip on your lapel. They have a mic attachment that's like, I think, cheap, like $20, and it just clips onto the bottom, and you got yourself a mic.
Yeah, I mean that's what I use. So
Yeah,
I'm using right now.
they got easy. Yeah, they got an easy attachment for it.
That's my mic. That's what I had on when I was interviewing people. Anyway, I didn't even need to use the the actual microphone. I just had the clip on me, on my badge.
Yeah,
Nice.
it works. There's so much that like it doesn't require as much anymore, which is awesome, especially with audio for cell phones. Because of the pandemic, a lot of people went like, how simple can we make this for plug and play? And Rode was one of them. They're like, people need to be able to hear each other on these stupid Zoom calls. They had one where you could like plug directly into your laptop and it was a decent mic. And it's like, it did a lot of bad, but it did a whole lot of good too for a whole lot of things. It just did.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I saw EKB's comment about ATL cigars. I've only had one before. It was the Magic, and that was a really good Maduro cigar. Very solid.
Yeah, there's a company out here, Definition. They make really good cigars. And the only thing that's really, in my opinion, it's bad. Their bands aren't bands. They're like hair ties, basically. And there's no names on any of the cigars, so they're all color coded. So eventually they're gonna run out of, and they already have like a slightly different shade of blue is a completely different cigar. So you don't know what it is. It looks cool, but at the same time, you're like, well, I had the blue. Was it the light blue or the dark blue? And you're like, well, at this point, it's gonna be like, hold on, let me get out my hexadecimal, and I'm gonna tell you this exact number.
Yeah, I've seen them on Instagram.
I thought that Blackbird was gonna run out of birds to name off, and then they just do the Steagle, which is the Steelers and the Eagles together. And I'm like, all right, they done messed it all up for me now.
Yeah, they'll just start making up birds.
Let's just start making up birds.
Yeah.
There's so many fucking birds, but it's like a bird's name that'll sound good as a blend for a cigar. You get into like the dodo. It's just you can only have so many that sound like a cigar you'd want to try. The ostrich.
I was like, when are they going to start to like do like the cool like groupings of birds, right? Because any group of 3 ravens or more is a murder.
It's a murder, yeah.
And any group of geese is a gaggle. So it's like, you know.
Yeah.
Blackbird should make the pigeon.
Blackbird should make the pigeon.
Yeah, they already make.
Now what's the? So sorry, DJ. I was going to ask Michael. What's an unkind? I thought, is that a group of crows of ravens as well?
The unkind. I think that I said it on the video, right? The unkind was a. Oof, shit.
I think you said group of ravens, which I always thought as being a murder.
I thought it was a murder of crows.
Murder of crow, yeah, crows, ravens.
I don't know.
A unkind is
an unkindness is a group of ravens.
Oh, a murder is crows, and an unkind is ravens.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there is a difference.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they could do a lot. I mean they already do the cuckoo, and that's like a horrific bird. There's
Which was a good cigar. I liked it.
order. Yeah,
Mhm.
a cuckoo is a parasitic bird. So they go inside a nest of another bird, murder its babies, and then steal the nest.
Yeah, that's where
Wow.
the term "cuck" comes from,
Yeah,
I believe.
yeah. There's a really unsettling movie with Jesse Eisenberg. I can't think of what it's called.
Oh yeah.
And the opening
Oh
scene
yeah.
is what a cuckoo does, and it's like it starts off like this is fucked. Why am I watching this movie? And then you realize
Yeah.
it's the basically the plot for the entire. It's not a horror movie, I guess, but it's unsettling. That's the best terminology for it.
Yeah, that movie came out. What was it like last year or the year after or the year before?
I don't know. It was just weird. I can't remember what it was called too. I watched that on too, and the entire time I'm like, I don't want to watch this, but I'm like an hour in. I have to finish it.
Yeah,
What's
no, it
the
was.
sorry, Michael. I was completely switching the movie topic. But what was that horror movie that came out with the? Oh, shit. I forget the actress's name. She was in The Staircase. She was the wife in The Staircase. I think she's Australian. She was. It's a horror movie that came out 2 or 3 years ago that got really high praise for being really scary. And it stars the lady who was the wife in The Staircase, the show on HBO.
Vivarium was the movie with Jesse Eisenberg. Came
Yeah.
out in 2019. The Staircase. Let me look this up.
The actress
miniseries?
yes, the miniseries, the wife who played the wife, she was the main role in this horror movie I'm thinking about.
Oh,
Tony
Which
Collette.
yes, Toni Collette. She was the star in
Hereditary?
this movie. Hereditary. Have you seen that?
Yes, yes, I have.
Is that a scary movie? Is it a good scary movie?
Yeah, it's I'm trying to remember it. It was like there was something to do with like the grandmother or like her mom and something like that. I remember watching it. It was decent. It was decent.
Okay. Because
It was
I
like
remember like so, sorry, Michael. I was gonna say
no,
like
no,
I remember like I remember looking up lists and like people were saying it's the scariest movie ever. Like, oh my god, it's like, the new Paranormal Activity or some crap like that.
yeah. Haunted by a mysterious presence after the death of a secretive grandmother. Was that the one where she had like an imaginary best friend that was murdering people? Some shit
Mhm.
like that? Yeah. I don't. Did you watch Smile? Because that looked interesting.
Did watch Smile, and I'll tell you what, the opening scene on that movie, or not, yeah, so there's the opening scene in Smile, and that one was kind of out there, but the opening scene in Nope with the monkey, holy shit, that was like, that gave me chicken skin for sure. I was like,
All right. I haven't seen that one yet. I've wanted to watch both of those. I haven't watched it. What was
yeah,
the
but
one
Smile was just like Smile just was unsettling. It wasn't like scary.
Yeah, see, I don't really love horror movies, but I do like watching unsettling movies. It's different. I don't want a bunch of jump scares and to not be able to sleep at night, but I will watch the things that are like that movie. I did not like that, but it's fun to watch. What was the movie before? Was it Us? Did you like Us? I watched Us
I
and
loved
thought it
Us.
was so
I loved
corny.
Us.
Like, I don't know why people thought it was scary. Granted, I was watching it at home eating Five Guys, wondering why the burger cost $14. But I was like,
But
okay.
those Cajun fries, though.
Priorities.
The Cajun fries were bomb. I'm like, all right. I was like, if I was in a theater with people, I'd probably be a lot more But I was
Get more
watching it
into
at
it.
home, and I'm like, this is goofy.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of scary movies because my wife is not a fan. So just not something that I watch a lot. Which oddly enough, we watched Dahmer, which I guess serial killer stuff, oriented stuff is okay. But yeah, scary theatrical, scary movies, especially like slasher movies,
Yeah.
stuff like that. Oh, paranormal movies, especially like demons, exorcist kind of stuff. No way. Can't watch that with my wife will not allow it.
I watched the what's the one where the kid's the son of Satan, basically? That was I think the least
Omen?
scary. No, it wasn't Omen. It came out somewhat recently. He was in like a hotel, and he was seeing like a ghost girl, and it turned out that the mom had slept with Satan, and he was literally like the next spawn of Satan. It was the weirdest shit, but they thought he had like they thought he had an illness, and the illness was he was finally like becoming. Get Out was great. I like Get Out a lot. Us was
Get Out.
weird.
Get Out was great, but I would put Us ahead of Nope.
I didn't like
haven't seen any of them.
the plot, like the end of Us made no sense. That like they were just down there the entire time and no one opened that door besides I was like, really? Not a it's just there. It's not like it was locked or barricaded. It was just there. I was like, okay. The creepy aspect of it was cool.
It was the government and they were, hiding it or whatever. And I don't know.
It was on a beach.
It was in the sewer. It was in the sewer systems, I don't know.
But the door was in a beach.
Don't ask me to explain how it all works. I love the idea that there was like a carbon copy of everybody hidden away, and they rose up and took over. Like I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
I thought it was different. I thought it was so unique. It's an
interesting idea. I didn't get like, okay, so after the program ended, how did they keep making carbon copies of people? And how many rabbits did they have?
They had a lot of rabbits.
They had to start eating other people at some point in time. They just mathematically there was cannibalism. There had to have been.
Yeah, I don't know why I liked Us as much as I did. It just there was something to do with like the humor that Jordan Peele had behind it, all the 80s references in it. I don't know. There was something to it that I just really appreciated. But Nope was good. I just felt as though it ran so long and that it could have been like he could have packaged it up a little bit quicker. I don't know, maybe not, but yeah. Get Out was definitely the best out of all of them so far. And that was just like, it was so on point, and it was like the perfect amount of time. Everything kept you engaged. The whole entire movie was like you were on the edge of your seat trying to figure out what the hell was going to happen next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the lady too, man, the girlfriend. Oh, she was like so evil. Yeah, so evil. When she's sitting there eating the dry cereal with no milk. Yeah. Oh, and just taking out the white pieces or whatever. Holy shit, that was just wild.
Yeah, that was a really good movie. I think because that movie was so good that even just media in general hyped up everything else too much. Like if they released without the hype of Get Out, I'm sure they would have been like out of okay, perception better. But you go from such a high, you're like you can't. Like it's got to be better.
Thanks for joining, EKB. Hope you have a good evening, brother. Hope you get on next time.
Yeah, cool, man.
I have got a hard out tonight, Matt, because I am picking up my buddy at the airport in about 30 minutes. So.
No problem, man. Yeah. No problem. Spark it up on that. Yes, at the fall review tomorrow. Tomorrow at 8 a.m. And we're almost at 3 hours, so.
Yeah, we are. We were so good at our 3 hour and 9 minute mark.
Yeah.
Uncanny.
But it's been a blast, fellas. Been a ton of fun. Great to, talk about Christmas stuff and ending with horror stuff. But been a blast. Hope you guys have a great Christmas. I'm sure we'll be talking, intermittently.
For sure.
But it's been a ton of fun.
Oh yeah. Is there anything that we want to talk about to end the stream? Any last minute subjects that you would all like to broach?
Yeah, you're like what, 19 away, Michael?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're 19 away from 1K.
19 away.
Matt, congrats on 5K. It's wild, man.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
So cool. Very well deserved.
Yeah.
It's I think especially this week with all the attention with CA's list, like I have a, just coincidentally, I have a lot of reviews up, especially the Rocket Patel 60. That's been getting a lot of attention since it's the only, the US market cigar that is the highest score since the number one's a Cuban.
Yeah.
So that's been getting a shit ton of attention. Yeah, I'm just very close to 1K from Michael. That is more than well deserved.
Yeah.
And yeah, you're gonna, like I said, you're gonna raw dog the shit out of that 1K by the end of the year. You're gonna kill that goal, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, fellas. It doesn't happen without the whole entire community for sure. As EKB likes to say, and he said it on his video today, it takes a village, and I'm just happy to have found all of you guys, man. This is so much fun that we get to do this, once a month and hang out, enjoy each other's company. Matt, the conversation that we had before we came on tonight, means the world to me. Like, all that stuff. It's all a lot of fun that we get to do all this and just share the passion together.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's fun. The goal isn't to get as many subscribers as possible. It's a reaction to what we're going to be doing either way. But it's more fun. Like tonight, the chat's been popping off like more than I've ever seen it before. And it's fun. It's fun to have more people to interact with. So like having more subscribers, that it's all relative in that regard.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I've noticed so much more. I talk about the pairing side of things and how initially I thought that the channel was going to be a lot of liquor people that came aboard that were cigar curious. Right. And what ended up happening was that there were a lot of cigar folks that were liquor curious. And now what I've noticed in the comments is there are a lot of people that talk about the pairings that they've tried and the enjoyable pairings that they've had almost as much as the enjoyable cigars. Yeah. So I see kind of like this rise in both sides that I really love to see because of the fact that was always supposed to be the point of the channel. With every video, there was a pairing or there was something to do with a pairing. And I really look forward to seeing what 2023 is going to have for everybody. But specifically, if I'm just speaking on my own channel, how much more I can add to that conversation, because I think that as all of our channels grow and as we increase our voice and our platforms, that's going to be something moving forward that we can really influence. Is not just these lists, Placencia finally made it on a CA list, albeit it wasn't in the top 10, but they were there. It wasn't, in my opinion, their best cigar, but hey, they were there.
Yep.
So
about damn time.
It's really cool to see, and I hope that as we keep on growing and as our platforms grow, a byproduct of that is just that more of the subject matter that we talk about and the brands that we talk about, you know, the Headless Horseman with Ezra Zion and stuff like that, they get a little bit more love and a little bit more respect. And at the end of the day, I think that the brands are going to see that too and see how loud these voices can be, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I was damn confident. I was so confident that Ezra Zion was going to be your #1 DJ. So you threw a little curveball at me with the Jacob's Ladder, but that's still a damn good cigar.
Yeah, it's a good one. I like that cigar a lot. That video was fun too. That comment section got all mad because I had a fucking pink pinky.
I didn't even notice. I didn't even friggin' notice. Well, I was listening more than watching, but yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, I had, and it was fun, man. That beginning of the year, before I had to take my little hiatus for summer was pretty wild. It was fun to do. I can't wait to do it again. This is the time when we get a lot more like engagement and views because it's cold and people associate cold with cigars.
Yep. Huddling inside, just not doing their best to keep warm and doing something passive to fill the time, smoking cigars.
Yep. Fun time.
Well, would you gentlemen like to sign off?
I mean, we're 5 minutes away from 3 hours, but we can round up. I think we've done our due diligence.
It's okay. We can do 5 minutes.
Yeah, my list will be out on New Year's Day. My Dirty Dog Dozen, top 12 cigars of the year. I give EKB a lot of credit for doing his top 10 worst cigars of the year. Because that pinpoints, you know, the worst of what we see out of the cigar industry, out of, you know, the cigars that we don't like. It highlights it. So I give him a ton of props for doing that. Yeah. I'm looking forward to his top 10 good cigars list, best cigars list. And yeah, check out DJ's top 10, fantastic. And the way you did it with the 3, you know, unique categories intermittently in there, very cool. And yeah, looking forward to yours too, Michael.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun when we do it by ring gauge.
Yeah.
And also next Sunday, Christmas Day, keep a lookout for reviews from both Michael and I. Special reviews.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna drop them the same day. Little Christmas present for everybody.
Very cool.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very cool. Well, DJ, would you like to start it off?
To sign off?
Mm-hmm.
That's just your stream, man. This is your show.
Well, I would just like to thank everybody for joining, helping to grow the community, liking, commenting, subscribing, all of those wonderful things. The road to 1K continues tonight, and I'm very confident that by the time that everybody gets their Christmas present on Christmas Day from Matt, myself, and even if DJ wants to contribute and drop a video that day, you know, that's always great. Or EKB. I mean, it worked out today that everybody got a ton of content for a Saturday. I mean, I was mobbing through stores, but in between when I was riding in the car, I had a ton of stuff to listen to. Even Joe knows, like, his review that had come out that I really wanted to watch. I got to, you know, go through everything. So I just appreciate the community and I appreciate everybody joining in. Thank you all so much for joining, and look forward to seeing what 2023 brings for all of us.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas, guys. Happy holidays, everybody. Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great holiday, and we'll see you next month with the live stream.
Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
DJ?
It. Peace.
All righty, everybody. End this here.
All right, see you guys.